This is the moment when the supposedly dead killer comes back to life for one last scare.
We're in. Welcome, all of you, for a very late episode of the Last Scare podcast. We got a different lineup this time, with Jayla being the one on vacation, a very well-deserved vacation. I know she's having fun. How are you doing, Sabrina?
I'm good. I'm excited to get into our topic this week.
I know, so am I. How about you, Juwaan?
I actually did a full Predator rewatch, all of them. So
Really?
I'm very excited.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Nice. I know, I'm excited too. We did a rewatch for Prey, so they're all very fresh on my mind.
Yep.
All right. I think the best place to dive in would be the original, the first movie.
Absolutely.
Sabrina, what are your thoughts? Hello, Sith Morrison.
Hi. Hi, Jordan.
How has the first movie aged for you after rewatching it a couple weeks ago?
I think it still holds up for the most part.
Mhm.
It's like one of those things that, like, it's a classic, so you can never really go wrong with the classic. It kind of, invented everything with Predator from beyond that.
Mhm.
So, it like paved the way. So it is technically the blueprint, but so usually when like a first film, like original film comes out, most people will always agree like, oh, it's never going to be better than the original. So but you always want to strive towards that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some of them definitely needed this rewatch because a lot of them kind of slipped my brain.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
definitely helped.
Especially for me with this first one. I hadn't seen the first one in years, so going back to it, I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's pretty good, but it was never my favorite. It's not my second favorite. So I think we're going to have a good stream. How about you, Juwaan? What do you think of the first one?
Yeah. I'm not an 80s guy at all. I find the 80s to be overly cheesy.
Mhm.
And within like the first 30 minutes of this movie, it just reminded me why I don't like 80s movies. It was just like catchphrase after catchphrase after catchphrase. It was just like
pure masculine action film.
Just
That's
ridiculous.
That's like a pure 80s film, and it's like,
oh, for sure.
Classic.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
well, I agree that it is pure 80s, but I am not a fan of 80s movies. It's just too cheesy. There's a level where I have to cut off.
No, Juwaan, we're going to have to change that.
I don't think that ever could.
I would change that. Listen,
just from the meme we got of them doing the hands together at the beginning, like, just so much about it was just like, oh man. And then I think what made me really dislike this movie was you get all the way to the end, right? And it's like, okay, all right, Predator's about to die, he's self-destructing. It's like, okay, this is great, let's see how it ends off. You give the Predator an evil villain laugh, like an actual evil villain laugh. That was horrible. Like, that was the worst thing ever.
that same method of using someone else's voice that the Predator uses to like lure people away was done so much better in the sequel, which I'll get to when we talk about that one, because it's one of my favorite moments in the movie.
100%.
Still your favorite by far. See, my issue with the first movie, it's iconic, and it's not a bad movie in the slightest, but upon rewatch, it starts to drag for me, because every single Predator movie follows we have to have the Predator invisible for the good first chunk of the movie. We have to tease what he looks like. For the rest of the movies, it flows pretty well, but this first movie, not seeing him until the last 25 minutes of the movie or so just kills me.
Yes, but that's how it started. But that's they had.
Yeah, and that's why I can't knock the movie for that. But as my personal enjoyment of it, it brings the movie down a lot for me. I can't a lot of movies save the reveal for the end. I can handle those a lot better.
Yeah, to me.
So what do you think is like the difference between that and like a Predator?
Because without showing me that, waiting for the reveal, what I have until the reveal is very bare bones Predator. The glossy, invisible look, just glowing eyes, the laser, like that's about it. As where the sequels, before you get Predator, you get you get the net, you get the bodies strung up. I mean, I know you get that in the first movie too, but it's just, I don't know. The pacing isn't all there, because I know back in the 80s, you're like, what is this thing? What's it going to look like? And it's just one new thing after another. But after loving the Predator for so many years, going back to the, what do you think it is? And the slow build up to it, it just doesn't do it for me anymore.
I will say it has one of the most 80s cast ever. Like, that was the most 80s filled cast you could ever have.
If
most of those guys still look really good
in this movie.
Oh, 100%. Your six-pack had to have a six-pack and then be drinking a six-pack. Like, that was the only way you were invited on the set.
Yeah.
Those guys were jacked.
Wait, so just like, I'm trying to think of like did Terminator come out before this, or did this come out before?
I believe Terminator came out before.
Because I was like,
that's when Arnold was new.
Okay, because I was gonna say, I was like, those two, between whichever one came out first, was like, that's when he was like really becoming established as the action star.
Yeah. No.
And like, I have something that like in that, because of that movie, that they kind of did that in Predators, which is the movie that you love. That's like, all right, that makes sense. It's that trope to always have that guy be the one to like take him down at the end, like kind of like how he basically was like what Adrian Brody was in the Predators.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely that trope of like having that big guy who can handle it. Like when they have like a team of people in the woods, it's like
it wasn't new for Arnold,
Terminator,
but I'm pretty
was
sure
3 years earlier.
Predator was 3 years earlier.
Terminator was.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I was gonna say, regardless, it was in the meat of Schwarzenegger's career. Like,
but he was still becoming established.
Yeah.
I mean, it still did. I mean, look, it still did give one of the best catchphrases when he's like, "You're bleeding," and he's like, "I ain't got no time to bleed." It's like, I did like that. That was pretty.
That
cool.
or the iconic one, ugly mother.
Yeah,
one ugly motherfucker
hey,
gets to the chopper.
I didn't think this isn't a horrible movie in the stance of movies. This is just a horrible movie in the Predator franchise. Like, to me, this is towards
a hot
the
take.
back.
That's
yeah,
a
this
huge
is towards
hot
the
take.
back.
My God.
Like, I'm not in
100%.
love with this movie, but whew.
I think this is. I think between 1 and 2,
my taste.
1 and 2 are definitely tied between the worst out of all the Predators.
See, 1 and 2, and that's a great transition then. 1 and 2 are extremely even to me, but I give 2 an edge because they both have something up against the other one. But the reason I give the edge to Predator 2 is because what it has up on the first one is the more important one, which is Predator. I think Predator is handled so much better in the second one.
I was just saying that, and it's like a little more unique because it's not like basically like it's not basic in the woods.
Yeah, it's not in the jungle this time. It's the jungle of Los Angeles, but
well, that's why I said for me it's tied for some of the worst Predator content because the movie just starts in the middle of a gang war, right?
Oh yeah, I know.
And it's just like the Predator just arrives, and you're just.
I gotta be honest with you, I did not remember that, so I was like,
because you think to yourself like, did I miss some? Because here's my biggest problem: you would have no idea that that's Predator 2 unless they told you it was called Predator 2. There's nothing about that movie that lets you know that it's connected at all. Right? Yeah. You go from the jungle war zone, you get it, it's the jungle Predator's domain, and then it's just like, now insert Predator into a gang war. And it's like what? Like
the edge I give them when it comes to the new location is if they did immediately go back to the jungle for the sequel, you're only going to do so much better than that first movie without looking like a ripoff. So I respect them for being like, we'll still keep him in a jungle-like setting, but full of buildings and tall skyrises instead of trees and bushes. And I don't know. I think it worked for him. Seeing him in the alleyway with the reflection in the puddle and having to break down through apartment buildings, and then in the subway, I thought it was creative. The places they were able to take him, and the that voice modulator moment that I was talking about was the when it was all dark in the train, and he used the voice line from the little kid saying, "Want some candy?" When he was
that's
fighting
so
that guy.
That's so creepy.
That one of the creepiest moments in that whole franchise.
I told you I'm very simple when it comes to movies like this. I told you the last Halloween, what what carried me over for that is like I just wanted to see Michael go full John Wick, right? And I told you I got that. For me, that movie was a win. I didn't care about anything else. Predator 2 very much was the same thing, right? It's like, okay, this story is horrible, right? So it's like, just give me the most nonsensical action I could ever ask for. And it did that. I don't really understand how you go from Arnold to Glover as an action hero. That was more like,
that's the
like
edge.
A drop, but okay.
That's the edge I give the first movie. The protagonists blow the Danny Glover out of the water.
I feel like it's also probably because it's like they try to do the trope of like, you don't expect this guy to defeat Predator, but he will.
Yeah, or you could do it kind of like.
That's the way I saw it.
Yeah, I mean,
not making excuses. It's just like I think that's like that kind of give you that trope of like how it is in movies where it's like, okay, you think that this person's not gonna be that badass, that's gonna defeat them.
Other movies have just landed that so much better than Predator 2.
I know, but like it was also during the time, so obviously it didn't, be executed well. But I think like that definitely helped with that trope.
I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think the biggest thing for me when it comes to Prey and Alien is that they don't really do the trope today that I think would work so well for them, which is bringing back what worked, right? So I'm like, if you wanted to do Aliens, 20-something years later, I wouldn't mind if you bring back some familiar faces that survive, some of those earlier movies. I wouldn't mind if you did a modern day Predator and you brought back Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, I wouldn't mind these things because I'm like, I think the one thing that it's truly missing. Well, that's what I'm saying. You look at things like Ghostbusters. A lot of people are like, "Oh, like you got to be careful," and I thought that was done beautifully, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, we've seen how you can do it great, and then how you can do it horrible. Halloween is another example of doing it right. They could have completely said, we're done with Jamie Lee Curtis, no more. No,
well, I think it's like
they leaned into it.
Like, yes, of course, movies know how to like market it, but it's like it's one of those things that like if you release a movie that was so big back like a franchise, like another movie for a franchise so many years later, it's like you either got to do something unique that's going to grab people's attention, or like maybe bring back somebody familiar so they're like, oh, you know what, maybe I'd like to see how they do that. You know what I mean? It's something I would like, because like me and Jayla talked about it when Blake was wasn't here, like on one of the last streams we were saying the same thing. It was like if like Paranormal Activity came out with another one, it's like I think it could work if it's executed well, like if they have a good story or something that gets like catches people's eye kind of thing. But that goes for anything.
Oh, for sure. But to me, I would like, it's modern day. There's new main characters. They're the focus, right? They're clearly what's going to be the next generation for Predator. And then you just have it to where they're just like, well, there's only a select few of people that have actually gone up against this Predator and won. And, for that one, they're like, okay, let's go after this guy. And they go find Arnold Schwarzenegger's character. And he kind of helps them, defeat the Predator. I'm fine with things like that. But to me, I'm like the connective tissue being missing. And then this franchise, the time intervals that you're going into seem like so drastically far. And then you do like your reboots and then your other reboots that are not really a reboot because it connects. It's like you just divide it so much, And to me, I'm like, I like one straight line. I'm not saying Arnold Schwarzenegger needed to be in all of them, but just connect it somehow, right? Like it's so much like when you're done fighting the Predator, it's not a big story that like you can tell other people like, hey, I fought these Predators, right? So like there's no myth to kind of continue. You know what I'm saying? No. And I would like it if it's connected. And you have old Danny Glover trying to help take down the Predator, right? Like, to me, things like that are just really cool. And I think this franchise could definitely use a little bit of that.
I agree with that. Arnold should come back as Dutch before he comes back as Terminator again for a third attempt at a reboot, which clearly, guys, it's not working. We gotta
put
the Terminator.
I think they should have just left it. I honestly think after Terror Salvation, they should have just left it alone.
Yeah. I think maybe they shouldn't have.
I'm sorry. What?
Nah, I didn't say anything.
We're gonna have to have a Terminator stream another day because there's a lot we could say about that franchise. But a good lead-in for Predators.
Wait, do you have a problem with Salvation?
I don't think I said anything. I think we were going to the next Predator movie.
Nothing was said about Salvation. It's intact.
I'll defend that
Arnold
with my life.
Schwarzenegger was included in the original draft of Predators as Dutch. I believe him and Danny Glover, but they just couldn't work that out for whatever reason, having those characters come back.
Yeah.
What, in
I
Prey?
don't see
Predators.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't see if you're Danny Glover how you would have gotten really top billing at all. I don't even understand how you would have shared billing. That would, I mean, when you look at the Predator poster, Predator's barely on that goddamn poster. It's just Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I'm like, what would have Predators 2 have been? Like Arnold big with like a little circle of Glover and Predator next to each other?
Yeah,
like,
no.
We're here. Like, yeah, no. It worked out perfectly for Danny Glover to get top billing for that. So
exactly.
He was
I would like to see some kind of sequel bring Dutch back. I don't know the next move when it comes to Predator movies, where if they want to stay back kind of like Prey, or if they want to catch us up to modern times. I'm assuming they don't, because every single movie we've had aside from Prey is Predator in modern day. So it kind of like our issue with Terminator. I appreciate them trying to change it up a lot to
I think that they should do either Predator like fighting different things like throughout decades and stuff like that.
I think they should just give us a war planet, like World War Hulk, but with Predator. That's what I want.
That'd be so good.
I want to see Predators against Cowboys. Mm-hmm.
As Sif Morrison just said, a Wild West Predator movie. I also said that.
That would go hard. I actually don't even like Western movies, ask Blake, but I would watch the shit out of that.
Yes.
I was saying before, the only issue with a Wild Wild West Predator film is if you're a cowboy, cowboys aren't known to be the best hunters. So it's like, well, once the Predator disarms you from your 6-shooters, what threat could you really? I mean, of course they can kind of go like, into the whole make-believe thing, but at least with Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was like a soldier, right? Yeah. You're trained in so many different ways to be able to kill something. But if you're 6-shooter, your rifle's gone. That's it.
In the second one, he was like a cop, right?
Right. And again, you saw his lack of being able to naturally adapt to what was happening. It was more so I had to outsmart, and even that was a reach. So is that what you think?
You think like if they can handle it, or like have some type of occupation where they shows that they could probably handle it, maybe it would work better?
To me, I just prefer it to be a warrior, right? Like a warrior, somebody who's trained in the ability to killing something in more than one way.
Maybe they have that. Maybe like like those like basic movies where it's like always if like an enemy comes, there's always that one person that can defeat him. Maybe that could be it. I don't know.
Yeah, like Sif Morrison said, did you see the feudal Japan pitch that somebody posted a little while ago?
I was very big fan.
What
we talked about that a little bit, Blake.
It was I'm blanking on his name, but it's the actor that was in the Wolverine. He played Scorpion in Mortal Kombat. He was just in Bullet Train.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Is a samurai and failed to protect his master, and the Predator killed his master, so it's him hunting the Predator, trying to avenge his fallen master as Predator slashes through fellow samurai, which sounds incredible. We got a taste of that in Predators with the Falconer Predator. He had
that's exactly kind of what I told you with the current new Predator comic that they just released. It's like it takes place with did I say Predators it took place after? Do you remember what I told you? In the new comic though, it was, I forget the character's name off the top of my head, but her family gets killed by a predator, and she ends up like hunting all the predators, but like using predator armor, and like something like that would be cool.
That would be cool.
I feel like we never really kind of got with that. It's like whoever is like, fail. Like, I kind of like one thing I definitely liked about Prey was like she was out for blood once she found out her brother died by the predator. So it's like it's something like that. It's like if a family member gets killed by a predator, like I want to see someone be vengeful towards that predator. Like that.
That cool. Japan one. The samurai.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like that concept, even like with that like one girl, like in the comic series, is like perfect. Like that's good stuff.
Yeah, that is. That's good stuff right there.
Good stuff right there. It's cinema right there.
There you go,
Hollywood. That's your pitch.
not many movies give us multiple predators in a movie. We got a little taste of it at the end of Predator 2, but Predators is really the first movie that didn't have just one predator antagonist. We had the predator tied to the post, and then the three super predators.
Thing, though, because like it could like overshadow like the main predator, because then you're just like, what's the point of like it's.
I like it only being one because it's the idea of honor. It's why Predator 2's ending was so big for me. It's because you had them show up and kind of go, "You killed him? Bravo, man! Here's this gun."
And it shows a lot that they stand around and they're like, "Good luck." Right. They could intervene at any time,
100%,
but they don't because it's his job to.
But that's why I said giving us an origin movie about how whoever your lead predator is earned his stripes would be beautiful, because like obviously when they get dropped down, it's a test, right? It's like, okay, you want to be one of us, you got to go do your own hunt, right? Go kill.
The dream would be a young predator. In the comics, the rookies are called young bloods, I believe, and then bloods once you've killed your first. I'm sure it's not the same for the movies, but in the comic, you have to kill a xenomorph first. Like that's your little initiation.
That's right.
And then you become blooded, I think it is, whatever the predator lingo is, or Yautja. And the final movie should be him getting the armor, the laser, everything, and it's revealed that's the classic Predator that we go on to see in the first Predator movie.
If you're gonna do that, I would like that to be a trilogy, and for him to earn everything along the way, and then because here's how I would do it, right? You do a trilogy about the origins of the Predators, right? The 3 movies on how he becomes the ultimate Predator, right? And then you start your new franchise with that same Predator. So now it's the journey of that Predator, right? And now it's okay, now you fought everything all over the galaxy, the universe, whatever. Now Earth. Now conquer Earth, right? And then now, to me, I would like to see once that Predator now gets defeated, that we've had this attachment to, how does his people respond? Rather than leaving and then rebooting, how do you respond? Like, do you send somebody else? Do you send a higher chief? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like they never have a response. Their predators die all the time. They scoop them up, they go home. And it's like, that's it?
Yeah.
No vengeance, nothing. You just well, he lost.
And we've seen the Elder Predator twice in 2 movies, and he looks amazing. I want to know why he deserves a cape. I want to know why he has a scepter.
Right.
Like, and he doesn't have to be the main character. I want him in the background. But
I want to know why he has a cape.
Progression.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Give me a trilogy of the OG Predator that you can either say goes into the original, or it goes into your new franchise.
Like, I would like to see how like their own tribe works and everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And outside of a Predator franchise, I would love.
Like we saw it in like EVP and stuff like that, but still.
I mean, to be fair, we know why they will never do it, right? Because predators don't talk. So it's the idea of just transcribing what the clicks mean for an hour and 40 minutes. No, you're not going to sell
do a show.
I
don't know. Do a show then. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm not against it. I'm just saying I know why Hollywood or the higher ups would look at that and go, I need somebody that can actually talk somewhere in there, right?
Maybe we don't want that. Maybe we just want to see predators just like making the noise for each other.
I don't disagree. I do not disagree. But to sell that,
watch that for a whole movie.
To sell that to people,
they would never take
no interest. Yeah, they wouldn't take that chance. That's way too much.
They wouldn't risk it.
Yeah, no.
Because maybe that is what we want, but they're basically like, yeah, but we'll never find out. Yeah, because we're not going to waste that money trying to find out.
Damn. You're like, yeah, but we'll never find out.
Yeah, that somebody in a big chair somewhere is sitting there like.
Yeah. So when does the human character show up? Did you see Transformers? Do you think we're going to take a chance on just the Autobots?
To Sif's point, we know that for fact because they released Prey as a Hulu exclusive rather than giving it a shot in theater. Yeah. They thought low risk, high reward, and that's exactly what it turned out to be. They were not willing to put money behind it to do marketing and everything for it and for a theatrical release because they thought this is a risk. Let's just drop it on Hulu. If it fails, throw it in the Hulu garbage, right?
Yeah.
If it's
It was
great,
a,
we look like geniuses.
I hate
And
that.
today, they
Yeah.
look like geniuses for it. So
yeah. It was a bigger risk.
It should have so definitely gotten its theater release, but whatever.
But we know why it didn't.
Mhm.
The Predator 2, or not the Predator 2. The Predator did so bad that nobody wanted Predator after that movie.
Was it the Predator or the Predators? I think it was
The
the
Predator.
Predators.
It should have been the Predators because there was more than one in the movie.
Predators is with Adrian Brody, and then
That's
like
right. That's right.
the one after that is the Predator that Blake does not like.
Exactly. No, it's not that Blake does not like. Not a lot of people like that movie.
I don't
Wait,
care.
like
I
which
like
one?
I
Boyd
like
Holbrook?
The Predator.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You and Sabrina are in the minority.
You gave me Boyd Holbrook, right?
Look,
And Olivia Munn?
I love Boyd Holbrook. Olivia Munn was great as Psylocke. I haven't really seen her in much else.
Oh, you gotta watch more Olivia Munn movies. Man.
I do. No, the Predator was something. That final scene.
End credit scene? Oh,
no,
yeah.
it wasn't even. They didn't even have the shame to hide it after the credits. That was just the final scene of the movie.
I loved it where he's just like, "That's my new suit," and I'm like, "Goddamn right it is, Boyd Holbrook."
I love him, but I did not want to see him become War Machine Predator.
I was not more than anything. I leaned over to my dad and said,
Blake, "You're a hater."
I remember Blake. I leaned
hater.
right over to my dad and I said, "Dad, I will sacrifice 3 years of superhero movies to get a sequel to this goddamn film. I need to see a Predator killer versus the Predators.
Case that it came in the theater, everyone was like, "Oh, that's probably going to be like a clone of Dutch or something." And I'm like, "That is a terrible idea, but it would have been better than what actually came out of that thing."
See why you can't say things, Blake?
No, you're just a hater. You're just a hater.
I am a hater. I'm an average The Predator hater.
I mean, you're not wrong. The world did not look kindly on that movie, but to me, that only makes me embrace it more.
Yeah, I'm usually in that group.
I don't like to hate for the Predator either. I mean, the first one, like I really don't, but okay.
Yeah,
I mean, to this point here, yes, if I can criticize the original, you have all the right. Here's the problem. I don't really think any of them are good outside of Prey. So to me, it's a toss-up. But if you're talking about, hey, Juwaan, you got to sit in a room and watch one of these. Oh God,
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Hold on.
You gotta.
No.
You have to.
No, I'll protect that movie with my life. I don't care.
No, not necessarily bad, but there's a lot to talk about with AVP. We'll get there.
We will not.
When it comes to Predators,
that movie with my life.
Predators is a great movie. That was the first R-rated movie I saw in the theater, so it has a special place in my heart. But Predators, my biggest problem is it comes to a halt, a screeching halt with Lawrence Fishburne. I love the man, but his character. There was so much potential with that character. He's losing his mind after winning against all the Predators he's killed over the years. Amazing concept. But all he does is just kind of talk to himself, take them back to his place that he stays at, which also is a cool place. It's like this crash.
To kill them.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Because he wants their shit.
If that was a royal fuck up, because tell me that wouldn't have hit a lot harder if that was Glover. If that was Glover's character, right? Yeah. And it's like he's gone so crazy because no one believes him. So he made his own isolation out there. That would
make more sense, to be honest.
But that's where you fuck up not connecting it. That's what
amazing concept. They just didn't land it at all. And he went nowhere after that. Like it was just a halt for that one.
We don't even know if he survived.
No, he full on died.
That's what
Fishburne? Are you talking Glover or Fishburne?
Fishburne.
Oh, he got blown to bits by the tracker
predator.
The one with the tusks.
Oh,
I thought you meant Glover. I'm like, Glover survived that. But
Glover's hanging around. Fishburne was like, "You finally found." Like he was done. He was gone.
He's done.
And they didn't gain anything from that little subplot except Walton Goggins getting the armored vest, which Berserker Predator was just like, "Oh wow, that prevented me for a minute. I'll just rip your spine out myself." Other than that, they gained nothing pretty much.
To me, I thought that was their version of like, hey, what would a movie look like if we took the Suicide Squad and Predator and we just put it in a movie, and it's like, well, that's what we got.
Yeah,
right. And
fun
it's like,
ass movie.
Well, all right, sure. It worked to a degree, I guess.
It gave me my.
I cannot see that. No, I cannot see that when you're like the Suicide Squad.
I mean, that's technically what they were, right? Like they were there because they had killed so many people.
Definitely,
they got dropped off there. Yeah, I'm like, they were the Suicide Squad.
They definitely were. And to Sith Morrison's point, and to finally bring this up for Sabrina, Alien versus Predator. That's probably the biggest.
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. If AVP is dumb fun, Requiem is right there. There is not a big enough drop off for either one of those films.
Okay, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this because Blake was shocked too, but Requiem's my favorite.
Predator movie?
Yeah.
No, it's not. You don't like it more than Prey.
Before Prey, yeah, that was my favorite.
Before Prey.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Look, I haven't watched it since I was a kid, so I'm gonna try to see what you see, and I'm gonna rewatch it. But
no, we're gonna rewatch it together because you're not gonna be mean.
No, I want to rewatch it. Bloody Disgusting actually had a article last week or the week before about Requiem that I thought was a really good article because they said exactly what me and Juwaan are thinking. It was too dark, like visibly, of a movie. Every action scene was just shaky cam, so you couldn't see what was going on, and it was just dreadful. Like the Predalien impregnates a pregnant woman through her mouth, which was just awful. But aside from that,
you guys make you feel so valid. Thank you.
Aside from that, it was finally the first R-rated Alien versus Predator movie, and when you actually got to see what was going down, it was awesome to see the alien and Predator violently going at each other. Hold on. In a fight. That was really cool.
Stop being mean to me. Stop it.
I just wasn't super for Alien versus Predator. I was not a fan of the designs. It looked like they just went somewhere.
Oh, I love the design. My biggest gripe is I couldn't see them in the movie. Like Wolf, the main Predator, looks sick. He's got the little spikes on his helmet.
Yeah, I'm saying the first Alien versus Predator. I didn't like those designs. I didn't like
other than Scar, the one that makes it by the end of the movie with that. I don't like Celtic, the one with the weird thing on his mouth. The other ones were they were okay, but Requiem had good designs. That's why it pissed me off that I couldn't see them half the time. It was raining.
That movie definitely
did. Get your eyes checked. I don't know.
No, that movie definitely pulled one of those. Hey, purely at night.
What's Sabrina right about? It's a good movie.
Wait, what was the comment? Sabrina is right.
End of story. About what exactly?
About Requiem or Alien versus Predator, the first one.
I like the first one. The first one
I'll give you. But again, I don't think there's a big enough drop off.
That's what I'm right about.
The pro and con with the first one is that it's rated PG-13, but that's when it comes to the humans. They weren't allowed to die very brutally, which is a stupid rule. But the aliens, those were allowed to. So Predator slices their heads in half, uses their heads as shields, their tail as spears.
I also felt as though we spent way too much time with Sanaa Lathan and not enough time with the war that was happening. Like I kind of wanted a lot more screen time of aliens.
When it comes to,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, when it comes to the war, that was like 2 seconds. They're like, here's a quick flashback that looks amazing, but that's not the movie you're gonna get. You're gonna get these archaeologists for the most part, huh?
I said thanks for validating me. Not talking to you two.
What is Sabrina right about? That Requiem's the best movie outside of Prey?
I need an answer to that.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to just say things and disappear. You need an answer for that.
No, they got my back. They got my back.
But
I definitely need you to answer for that.
To my point about AVP, I think they should give it another shot. With Prometheus and Alien Covenant and the upcoming TV show, whatever the hell's going on there, Alien's in the spotlight again. And so is Predator, with Prey being massively successful. If the Alien TV show lands right and is well executed, I'd love to see them come together again. Do another
they're doing
R-rated crossover.
You know what?
They're doing a show for Alien?
Yeah, on FX. I read
I hope it's something like Alien Covenant or Prometheus.
Well, I read the pitch for it. If any of you know what the story is looking at right now for Alien,
no,
it's
because I sounds to know because I might after those two. I don't know.
It's like Prometheus. It's an interesting concept, but it's just like, how are you going to execute it this time? You always have good concepts. You just don't go anywhere with
better than I hate Alien Covenant with every like fiber of my being. Like I hate that movie.
Put it plainly, the story for the Alien show is like androids, kind of like what comes after life, that little thing. And I forget how the aliens factor into it. I just know robotics.
Well, if they're allowing what's his name to do it, I have all the faith in the world.
Ridley Scott.
No.
Because I'm like, he ruined the last two movies he did. No, so I know.
Well, I still think Prometheus is a classic, but no. What's his name that did Legion?
Oh wow. Maybe
I can't remember his name. No, he's supposed to be doing it.
The showrunner for it?
Yeah, he's supposed to be the showrunner for it.
Let's see.
So I'm like, as long as
Noah Hawley?
Yes, Noah Hawley.
Yeah, he is doing it.
So I'm like, as long as Noah's doing it, I trust Noah.
We'll see.
According to him, it's going to be like Alien and Aliens, like a cross between those two, which those are
we'll see.
Big words.
I mean, Noah's delivered almost everything.
Reminds me of everything with the prequel to like. It just reminds me of Prometheus and Alien Covenant. So that's why I'm like, we'll see.
Is it a prequel? I don't even know if it's supposed to be set before the first movie or not.
What, Covenant?
The Alien TV show.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure. Like even the current Marvel comic right now, it tells you when it takes place, and even I was like, fuck, when I had to look it up because they give you the year. I'm like, shit, okay, what year does the first movie take place?
Right.
I had to do some math.
No, if they were to revamp Alien versus Predator, I want you to earn it. So I want you to have a successful Alien franchise that bleeds into your successful Predator franchise, and you bring some of the human elements into that crossover.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I love Prometheus. I keep trying to say it.
Let's get into this. We'll make it a shared podcast with Prometheus.
I love Prometheus because to me, that movie could have easily marketed it itself as an Aliens movie and not had to do anything else. People would have just went just to see Aliens. It marketed itself as something completely different. It even had us thinking, what's his name? Damn Franco was going to be in that damn movie, and he was just dead. So to me, I just loved it because for me, I didn't really know where they were going till towards the end. It was just like, you sneaky mother freakers, you. I see you. But I just thought it was a very great way to utilize the Alien franchise without cashing in on the fact that it's an Alien movie, right? And then I think they completely wasted all that potential in Covenant, where you just try to recreate Sigourney Weaver in that whole Alien.
Before I get to Covenant, when it comes to Prometheus, first of all, that first trailer is, I still think to this day, one of the best trailers ever made. Mm-hmm. That first trailer for Prometheus with that haunting siren
sound.
Mm-hmm. Huh?
Nothing.
The movie kills me because it's like I said about Alien, the upcoming TV show. It's a bunch of amazing ideas, none of which are executed well.
I thought for what they were trying to do, is it a perfect movie? No, not at all. But I thought for what they were trying to do, it was a very new and fluid and creative way to issue in a new era of Aliens. I think you just completely wasted what could have been a franchise starter with Covenant. Like once you did Covenant, I was just like, oh well.
I think
we're done here.
Prometheus dropped the alien glass and it cracked, and Covenant picked it up and just smashed it even more. Because with Prometheus, they answered a question that I didn't ask. Is that what did the space jockeys look like? Mm-hmm. Because in the first Alien, I thought that's what they looked like. Like they had those trunks and the big heads. And this movie, they're like, those are suits. They're just tall, white, bald guys. And I'm like, why?
They look terrifying. I was just like,
they look terrifying, but they could have looked better. The suits they wear could have been the creature design.
Maybe, but that's too on the nose. I think the main point of that movie was for people that aren't familiar with the names of what the aliens are, for them to kind of be shocked by the time you get to the ending, and it's like, oh shit, it is aliens, right? And again, if you want to say maybe they miss things, or they didn't necessarily execute it as properly as they can, I still applaud them for trying to go drastically different, right?
I applaud them because they had a lot on the table that they were trying to deal with. But my biggest gripe is they decided to opt out on the best of the stuff that they had at their disposal. Like if you've seen the alternate scene with I forget his name, but the one guy that gets transformed into the creature towards the beginning of the third act. He's more of an alien in the alternate version of that
I
scene.
think they didn't lean into that because they, like I said, I think they just wanted that to be the big shock.
Yeah,
it's like,
I think,
oh look, for everyone that doesn't know, boom, aliens.
Yeah, I think they almost said that word for word. They didn't want to jump the gun to aliens
right
as soon as that, but they still could have done a lot more. I did like the end with the giant. I don't even know what it's called, like that starfish looking thing that ends up killing the space jockey. That was cool. I just wanted that for the majority of the movie, and then Covenant started to give me that, but no.
That movie had the same problems a lot of Star Wars movies did. So it's like, bro, we saw this already. Why are you trying to recreate what we've seen? Like, she's not Ripley. Like, why don't you just give her individuality? Why are you trying to carbon copy? Like, to me, that was a little annoying. Like, bro, what?
I'm going back in time with the Prometheus hype to the hype for the Alien TV show, because I would love an arching franchise, or in this case, a series of that really horrifying space exploration, the technology you can have in the future, alien life, and just dangers that aren't human. Like they have the potential to make something really scary and tie it into Alien. I don't know. What'd you say?
Sigourney Weaver back.
Huh?
And don't waste her like Marvel did. Yeah, the Prometheus had so many interesting ideas.
Again,
a lot
I
of
thought
amazing
they
concepts.
hit on that. I thought they hit on that. Like I said, to me, that's my go-to. That's my go-to. I love it. I cherish it. I enjoy it so much. And then that's where I end it. That's where I go, well, good night.
If they nail the Alien series, I would love, like you said, for them to earn that AVP crossover again.
Yeah, it should be like an Avengers movie, right?
Yeah.
To where it's like you don't start with an Avengers movie. You maybe do some solo work before you get there.
Yeah, just because the aliens are so important to Predator's history and vice versa, it makes sense to bring up Alien during a Predator stream. Yeah, Alien Isolation is one of the best horror games ever made, I think. But yeah,
I don't argue that.
Yeah,
I don't argue that.
I need a new Alien game on top of this new Alien show too.
I need a Predator game. I mean,
you just got one, but I don't think you want to play it.
No, I need a good Predator game. That's what I need, and I need an open world too.
They added the feral predator's mask to that game too. Just the mask. You don't even get it looks like a normal predator body, but with that helmet.
Yeah, I need a free roam open world Predator game that plays like Red Dead Redemption. That's what I need. Where I can just hide in the woods, right? Like you earn so many points and then you can like discover the tech to make you invisible. Like I need that, where you got the whole police or army coming after you and the main character coming after you. You got to kill everybody. I want that.
They need to bring the Alien versus Predator game to current gen consoles, because you can only play it, I think Xbox One is the last, but that game is amazing, and to be able to play it on the PS5 would be a dream, because I love that game so much.
That's fair. I did enjoy that game too. I did enjoy that game.
And my big question is, what are your guys' favorite Predators?
I'm gonna be honest. He's probably that's probably like my favorite design of him, like ever.
Which one?
The one from Prey. I love that with the skull mask and everything.
The feral predator.
Yeah.
What is this comment?
Oh God. This is not me now, I promise.
No.
I'm not typing this at all.
Wow, that is gold. Oh,
No.
Pin that
man.
comment, actually. Can we pin that?
I am in literal tears. That is oof. That is something
No.
else. Wow.
Ooh.
Predators versus Spartans. This is Sparta. I don't know. I kind of feel like if you do that,
Juwaan. So
I'm just saying, I kind of feel like if you do that, how far is that from what we just got with Prey? Like their main weapons were the exact same weapons, so we just get guys buffer. That's like,
we get Zack Snyder for it.
Versions.
That's what we do.
Yeah, like we just get buffer versions of what we just got. Their weapons are essentially the same: sword, shield, spear, bow and arrow. I just got that. I want you to give me samurai swords.
We already got Predator versus Archie in the comics. Maybe Predator can cameo on Riverdale. That's something.
I mean, why not? What are they not doing on?
How about I let you know?
Didn't he kill Archie?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Maybe he could kill the show. Maybe he could go do that.
It's not that big.
Help the CW out.
Juwaan, do you watch the show? Do you watch the show?
I just started it. Recently I just started it from the beginning, but when I saw on Twitter, people were just like, they had a full-on Avengers Infinity War moment. I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna stop pretty early in this show. Like,
no,
I'm
you
not
still
gonna
got
make it
some
that
time.
far.
It's
I'm not
actually
gonna make
pretty
it that
good. Like if you stop at season 4, you're good because it's good.
The fact that you're setting me up to stop it at any point. It wouldn't surprise me if Riverdale did something that upset. That's what I'm saying. It just seems like it's more par for the course. Like Riverdale's on. It's heading.
Well, that's kind of like where they are right now. Like they actually have all powers now.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not even.
Ooh, Predator versus Terminator. Ooh.
Predator versus Arnold again. Would love.
But
to
Arnold
see it.
has to play both characters. He has to play the original character from the first Predator and has to play Terminator. He has to do both. Yeah, that's what he had to do. So it confuses the Predator. The Predator is like, oh my god, there are two of you?
There was an Alien versus Predator versus Terminator comic.
Ooh.
There was a Predator versus anybody comic. Predator fought Batman more than once.
Honestly, I think the whole concept of Batman with Batman and Superman and Alien would go hard on a big screen.
I just need Batman. Superman doesn't need to come to this party.
Warner Brothers can't even handle Superman, let alone a movie with all 4 of those things.
That's fair. That is indeed fair.
All right.
That is indeed fair. But so I wanted to go back to your original question. So we were talking about we were heading into Requiem because we were talking about AVP and we were going into Requiem.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So thinking back to
hey,
what's up, Didge?
How's it going?
So, wait, real
How's
quick
going,
before we
guys?
move on, Didge actually he wanted to definitely talk about this because he actually is a fan of AVP.
Oh, did I miss all of the AVP slander?
No, we'll be going back.
No.
I love AVP.
It wasn't necessarily slander. I was just saying to me that I didn't think Requiem and AVP had that large of a drop off between how bad a person could deem either one of them.
You guys are mean.
Oh, I would severely disagree.
I don't think either of the AVP movies are bad movies at all. My biggest gripe with Requiem is I can't see anything that I want to see.
It's Requiem. Why do you say it weird?
I just I agree.
Wait, how do you say Requiem?
Who, me?
Requiem.
Who's saying it weird?
You are.
Me?
So
Requiem? That's how it's pronounced.
No, say it.
Requiem.
It's Requiem.
No.
There's not an R in there.
You're adding that other R in there, Sabrina. There's no other R.
No,
it's Requiem.
No, it's not.
No, it sounds weird.
Go see Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
Because when you said it, I was just like...
Oh, here we go again. Blake making fun of me on how I pronounce things. Here we go again.
Because when you said it, I'm like, no, yours sounds wrong. There's another R you snuck in there
differently, and he can't stand it, and he makes fun of me for it.
You say Mario. Don't start with me.
Wait, you say Mario instead of Mario?
I'll embarrass you on live.
Mario instead of Mario?
Mario Kart?
Yeah, it's Mario Kart.
I like it. I'm
Not
saying it
Mario.
now too. Mario.
Mario sounds wrong to me.
She says
Well,
the
okay.
excuse is that
Time out.
she's from New York, and I said that in front of her dad, and her dad's like, "What the fuck is Mario? There's no Mario."
To be
Mario.
fair, the only thing, Sabrina, the only thing that you need to listen to when it comes to
What
why,
is that? What are you saying?
but the only thing you need to listen to when it comes to why your argument is wrong on the pronunciation of his name is that he says his name constantly the way it's supposed to be said.
I wasn't
It's
gonna
to
bring
me,
that up.
Mario. Like, he says that
Mario.
religiously.
But what if she hears it's Mario?
Mario.
Maybe that's what she hears.
Never once been Mario.
I have to say,
Mario.
Dij, if that's what Sabrina hears, then it gives credence to everyone that goes, "Yeah, I'm
And-
going to Target." It's like, no, you're going to Target.
And to
I don't know
Sith
what Target
Morrison
is.
saying that you've heard a lot of people say it like Sabrina, then you've just heard a lot of people say it wrong.
Do you play Mario on mute? Like, he says his own name. Like, there's no argument here. He says his own name. It's me, Mario.
No, there's like two things that I say every time, and Blake's like, "No, it's not." What's the other one? Do you remember?
That's hilarious.
I
Blake's
do
like, I've
remember
tried to
it's.
forget.
I always forget what it is.
Mario's enough.
Fuck. It's something funny though. Like the way you say it, it shouldn't be like that.
It's
I have
my
a friend in New
accent,
York,
I
and
don't
he
know.
pronounces his name like so. You know
He's
what?
wrong too.
No. Time out. No.
It's
Hold on.
Dang!
It's not an accent.
Time out. Here's the difference though. If that's your friend's name and that's how he pronounces his own name, that's fine. If we're talking about the cartoon character Mario, the man says his name and he says Mario.
No,
There's
it's Mario.
just no argument to this.
It's Mario.
Mario, I like
No.
it.
I'm just saying that
Mario
when the
fight
man says his own name, there's no argument to be had. The
I
man
need
says,
to
"Hey, I'm Mario."
remember what the other one is because she
Thank
said
you.
some. Oh, she said the Wolfman
Oh, the wolf
instead of the Wolfman. I like that
Wolfman.
one because
There's
she's never
another-
once said Batman.
That one
Batman.
I can understand. I know a
I
lot
love
of
Batman.
people. I know a lot of people who do that though. Who
But that's another thing. They say the word Wolfman in the movie.
No, it's the wolf.
I think that one's more acceptable. I can understand that one.
I can give you
It has a ring to it.
saying a name differently because there's like, but when a project puts a name out a certain way, that's how that project wants you to say the name. Like I just finished listening. I just finished listening
can't
to
read
Neil.
Anyway, it's fine. No,
I just
pretend
finished
don't see.
listening to the is it Neil
Neil
Gaiman?
Gaiman. Yeah.
Neil Gaiman's like, "Hey, you guys are idiots. It's Constantine," and I'm like, "Bro, I watch mad shows where they're like, 'Hello, Constantine.' So I'm like, either they're wrong
Constantine.
or you're
No,
wrong."
no, that's how I pronounce it. That's how
I
pronounce it the
give
whole
it a
time.
pass for Joanna Constantine. I like that, but it's John Constantine. Like I don't care.
Constantine.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
I accepted that one because I remember just from I had teachers who used to say Constantine. I was like, oh okay. So that clearly the teachers were right all these years. I thought they were wrong.
I've only ever heard it as Constantine. I didn't hear it till this show, and I'm like, Constantine.
Yeah.
Oh. No.
I remember there's one time. Okay, so like I remember one time at work, I like argued with someone's last name because I heard like someone else pronounce it, and they're like, "No, this is not how I pronounce my last name," and I was like, "Oh." It was
We called-
their last name was like Horan, but I was like, "It's Horan," and they're like, "No," and I'm like, "I'm pretty
No.
sure it is." I was like, "I'm pretty sure it is." And they're
we
like,
called when Joel first joined GVN, we called him Joel for like 2 years.
and he never said anything.
No, he constantly would say it's Joel.
Oh, you
But we
guys are
kept-
just mean.
No, to us, it's like, no, it's Joel. And he's like, well, what about Noel? Like, just replace the N with a J and you're good. And it just never registered with us. It was Joel.
So, yeah, that sounds about right, but it's Joe.
It's Joel.
We
You're
get
Joel.
it. We
It's
get
okay.
it.
You're-
Just
You're
get
like,
over
"That's
it.
cool," but it's Joel.
It's Joel. Get over it.
You're like, "I don't care."
I get it. I get it, but I don't get it. But it's
like-
Mario.
You're like, "I respect what people call you, but I don't care. We don't."
Yeah, I
care.
don't care. Yeah, I don't care what your birth certificate says. It's Joel.
Yeah, it shows
but-
Sabrina's birth certificate. No, that's wrong.
We have learned a lot today that
We
apparently
learned quite a bit today.
being from New York is the ultimate excuse. I will add that I live only 15 to 25 minutes away from New York, and I say Mario.
That 15 to 25 minutes means a lot, man.
It's where it's a drop off.
That's enough of a drop off.
I get it. I get it.
Purely from New York. It's fine.
I get it. It's one toll booth away.
Right? That toll booth is where they teach you. That toll booth is right where they teach you.
As soon as you put your coins in, it says Mario's name Sabrina's way. And you go, oh, got you. Okay. I was wondering how to say it. Got you. Okay. I get it. But no, so to go back to what you were saying, Didge, it wasn't necessarily slander. It was just looking back at Alien versus Predator. So let me ask, because I have this quick question, Blake, for Didge. Do you still believe, and I don't know if you've seen it recently, but do you still believe
I went back and watched them.
So you think it aged well?
I still love that movie.
Okay. No arguments here. No arguments
When
here.
it comes to the rewatches for Prey, Sabrina and I couldn't get to the Alien versus Predator movies or the Predator.
No, Blake didn't want to finish the last one.
I didn't want to watch the Predator. I didn't lose any sleep.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Man.
I want to watch.
We will not.
No, that's not fair.
I want to watch the Alien versus Predator movies because one, I love that first one, and two, I need to see how Requiem holds up because I remember not being able to see a fucking thing.
Requiem, that is the one I didn't rewatch as going back to it. It was such a drop off. I know you were saying earlier that you don't think that there was too much of a drop off between the two. I disagree. I think there was so much of a drop off. I loved Alien versus.
Okay, all right.
I loved Alien versus Predator.
Stop it.
I wasn't gonna say anything negative, but are we really gonna sit here and say that the way that the Grand Alien was defeated was by tying a water tower to his legs and him drowning is an apropos way to end that movie? We're gonna say that? We're gonna say that was a cool way to end Alien versus Predator.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, cool. No arguments then. I'm good. I'm good. I'm done.
What would have satisfied you? I guess.
I don't know. Maybe the Predator ripping its head off and drinking it. I don't know, dude. Something way more entertaining. Like something way more entertaining than them.
Predator died too. He lost.
Yeah, we lost the Predator. Yeah, we didn't end up losing the. We ended up losing the one that was. That was the one that was running around. Yeah, none of the Predators essentially made it.
Oh, no. I'm just saying the way that alien was defeated was just like...
You had to give Sanaa Lathan her due. That's why that happened that way.
Okay, sure. I mean, I can't argue it, I guess.
Requiem, it wasn't a bad... I think that was you that said it earlier, Blake. It was just too dark. You couldn't really see a lot of it.
They had amazing designs. Those practical suits were incredible.
I will say that movie was so dark, I don't think the Predator ever needed to go invisible. Who the hell could see anything? Like, he cut the lights off.
Y'all are just haters. It's fine.
I'm not a hater. I'm saying let me see your movie. I can't see what's going on.
To be fair, Blake's not once said the movie was bad. He just said, "I wish I could see it so I could properly judge it."
No, that's how it is on Twitter. This scene wasn't particularly that well executed. You hated the movie? No, hang on.
It's like, hey, I didn't say that.
I'm not going that far.
Pretty large leap. Yeah, it's a large leap.
There's only one movie with Predator I dislike, and it's The Predator. That's it.
Yeah, there's only one movie outside of Prey that I love with all my heart, and I will raise my children on, and it's that Predator movie.
That's insane. That is a crazy thing to say.
What?
That is a very crazy thing to say.
100%.
What, the Predator?
Yeah,
The Predator.
Yeah, I'm going to raise my children on that.
We're talking about the same The Predator, right?
He gets it.
Yeah.
Wow.
My kids' first words out, obviously after Anakin, Darth Vader, and Batman, will be Predator Killer. Yeah, will be Predator Killer for sure.
Wow.
That's insanity.
Yeah. That suit will be their first ever photo. So in the nursery where they take photos of the baby, my child will be dressed as the Predator Killer, and that'll be their first official photo. And hopefully I get Boyd Holbrook to come hold my baby to really kind of complete it. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be really
awesome.
You think dreams can't die? Let's test it.
Yes, Blake. Yes.
Easily his best role.
Hell yes. And I will say, part of what did annoy me a little bit about that Predator movie is that you see the similarities. I've gone mad years ago.
He's been...
It's not gone. It's left the building years ago. But I will say my biggest problem with that movie was it was trying too hard to emulate the first Predator movie. if you go by it step by step. Even the characters. Remember in the
Yeah.
first Predator movie, the one guy that would just constantly make the jokes that were just really weird and off-putting? That's exactly what Keegan-Michael Key was in this movie. And it was just like,
Yeah.
too much of you guys are just like, I don't know. And I will say this. I actually know people with Tourette's. And I do, to a degree, find that portrayal somewhat offensive. Like,
Look,
it looks like they were obviously trying to make fun
not only that, it was.
of that.
I've heard things about him, Jacob Tremblay, as the kid, which his name is lost on me. But there were a
you're
few
right.
things.
You're right. You're right.
Oh, there were a few things about that movie. I remember in the theater, like, this doesn't feel right.
It felt weird.
It felt really weird. Yeah.
Like
That's why
I
I'm
said,
shocked.
Gage, my biggest support to that movie is I have loved Olivia Munn since Childish Gambino put her in a rap. And Boyd Holbrook is one of the
was
most
she in?
underrated actors.
She
Huh?
was
No,
she
remember when he
was in
said
The Predator.
Texan? Well, she wasn't a Predator, but you don't remember where Childish Gambino had that line?
he
Texan
was
with Olivia
texting with
Munn?
Olivia Munn. Hopefully
Yeah.
she'll get.
I was-
I know that.
yeah.
I
was
just
thinking music video. I was like, what was she
Oh,
in?
no,
I've
no,
seen
no,
it.
no,
okay.
no. He had her in that line, and I remember saying, who is Olivia Munn? Then I saw it, and I was just like, oh, yeah, no, I agree. But so I'm
I
a
used to watch
massive fan of
G4 a
Olivia
lot,
Munn.
so I get it.
Oh, damn.
Have you seen
I gotta go
her X-Men Apocalypse panel at Comic-Con?
I haven't even seen
I
X-Men
haven't.
Apocalypse.
You
So.
haven't seen it?
I
No.
haven't seen the panel, but I did see Apocalypse.
I don't like letting people know that I have seen it, so I keep saying
Fair.
I've never
That
seen it.
whole panel is one of the cringiest Comic-Con panels I've ever seen in my life. And
That's how I
that
feel
poor
about the Death
thing.
Note one. That was like one of the most awkward panels I've ever watched in my life.
Well, that's why whenever I think of anything marketing for Apocalypse, I only think about that short clip of Psylocke and Ryan Reynolds. Like, remember when she was doing the sword trick, and then he took like a sword balloon and just bopped her on the head? To me, that's their marketing. That's the marketing for X-Men Apocalypse. That right there. That was
Don't
it.
remember that. I just remember her bit in that panel, and I felt so bad because it was not going well.
Oh, I gotta go find that.
Everybody right now, later after the stream, search up X-Men Apocalypse Comic-Con panel and just skip forward to Olivia Munn's part.
Oh no, that's okay. Fox died. That died. That's all.
No,
That-
I
that's
gotta
fair.
go see this now.
But
I will
no,
be watching
so-
that after.
I do support that movie because I did like that that Predator did kind of have a soft spot for the kid, right?
Yeah.
The kid was apparently the chosen one, and he's like, "Bro, I'm gonna leave you guys a weapon because I don't really mess with my people like that,
It's
right?"
Not the Predator though.
Huh? Say it again.
That's just not the Predator though. That, like, just having a soft spot for anything, just ugh. That's what I didn't like about it.
Fair.
You could make
I
the
mean-
argument that he saw it as respect. something
True,
like that,
I guess,
which
yeah.
I do that.
Predator does.
Yeah. Because you
Um,
could say it was somewhat a soft spot, just letting Danny Glover walk right out of that fucking shit, right? Like nobody was just like, hey, whoa, where the fuck you think you're going? You killed my cousin.
Well, I guess that's why it makes sense to say seeing it as respect, because Danny Glover fought for that
Aside
and
from
this kid fought for that.
ish. But yeah.
aside from the
Sure.
first Predator and Requiem and Prey, every Predator has respected one of the protagonists. Predator 2, Danny Glover got the gun, and AVP, the girl, got her scar.
Yeah.
Predators, Adrian Brody made friends with the tied up Predator,
Yep.
which I always
and
like to
then,
see.
And then this one. And also, let's not forget, the Predator gave us Predator dogs. Like, come on. Like, those are awesome. You serious? Those are dope as shit.
Sure, Jaywan.
They did
No, I
nothing for the
agree.
movie, but they were
I
dope.
agree.
I like
Oh,
them.
okay.
I agree.
I like them.
And look, to
like
say something nice about the movie, I love the scene with Olivia Munn in that
Me
like
too.
lab.
Oh, I didn't even. I'm sorry. I didn't even need to. I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish. I'm sorry. I'm like, me too. Olivia Munn, me too. I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish.
Olivia
I'm
Munn,
sorry.
she's
What
great.
was the scene?
Especially in that scene, but everything else, man. What a
That
movie.
was a very well casted movie outside of Thomas Jane. Everything else about that movie to me was perfect.
If they just made Thomas Jane play the badass he was in Punisher, we would have been fine.
Would
It
have been
was-
really awesome. Yeah.
What was interesting is the first time I watched it, and I don't know if it was just because Sterling K. Brown just wasn't who he was now, but going back to rewatch it, I was like, Sterling K. Brown's in this?
That
Like,
whole movie,
Bro,
he was
dig.
just like,
Okay.
hey,
I love
gotta
that
get better.
movie. I love that movie, but I swear to God, I forgot that. I was rewatching it and I was just like, huh.
He was the most
You
underwhelming part of that movie.
It was just so shocking because I'm like, I don't remember this at all. Did they sneak a new cast in here?
It's like, huh? But yeah, remember, we didn't know who he was.
Well, it's
That's what
also
I was
like
saying, yeah.
me and Sabrina were freaking out at Mahershala Ali being in Predators.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
I forgot,
Yes!
like,
That was
forgot
insane.
him
I
and,
was like-
Topher Grace were in it, and I was like, oh my god.
I was like, is that Blade right there?
So many of these actors, you look back and you're just like, huh, you really did
Yeah.
exist.
Yes, he has love struck by Olivia Munn.
Is there a person breathing that isn't? I'm sorry, I've not seen Olivia Munn.
I hope she's watching right now, Juwaan.
I don't think that's good for any of us. That's how restraining orders happen. But no, I mean, I did think one of the more cringeworthy things of the Predator was when Boyd Holbrook's character just randomly is like, "Oh, wait, 1 minute, guys," and he runs off. We assume he either threw up or took a shit, and then came back with the invisible ball, like that could make him invisible. That was just so off-putting and random in the flow of that movie because it was just like, what? Huh? Like I forgot all about the fact that he swallowed that in the first 10 minutes of that movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you could have maybe did more to build up to that.
I
rather
think
than him just running, not washing his hands, by the way, and then coming back with that thing that exited his body. Very off-putting.
I think
Did
the
not
worst
like
thing about that movie was just putting the absolute gem that is Boyd Holbrook in that movie.
I agree and disagree. I love Boyd Holbrook with all my heart. But
I
what
do
made
too.
that movie so special was having
He
Boyd
he was an amazing dirtbag in 5 minutes of Gone Girl. He was an incredible villain in Logan.
Holbrook.
He
Yes.
was
Like
one
5
of the
minutes of
best
Gone
parts
Girl.
of the Sandman.
I completely agree. You know,
I
Yeah.
mean,
Boyd Holbrook
casting-wise,
is slept on. That's all I'm saying.
casting-wise, that movie did great. Like,
Mm-hmm.
everybody who they casted, I'm like, this should have been a success. It should have been so much better than I felt for it.
It's
And
it's just proof that the cast wasn't the problem.
Right,
Right.
for sure.
Not at all the problem.
For sure.
And by the way, I just want to throw out there, Blake, if you could double check for me, who directed that movie? Wasn't it Shane Black?
The Predator? Shane Black.
Yeah. It was Shane Black.
Yeah.
So I just want to remind people whenever I tell people that Iron Man 3 was hot garbage, and they're like, you will not disrespect Shane Black. Well, the Predator. Like, well, if you're telling me Iron Man 3 was great, I will continue to put the Predator
Iron Man
on a
3
pedestal.
is fine. The Predator is not
It's
good.
fine.
It's fine. It
I
is
believe
okay.
if you think the Predator
It
is
is
a disservice to
very
Predator,
alright movie.
Iron Man 3 is a disservice to Iron
What's wrong with Iron Man 3?
So
A
many
lot?
things, Blake.
Let's-
So
We got
many
time.
things.
There's a lot
So
of things
many.
wrong with that movie.
Aside
I would
from
rather
the Mandarin
watch-
twist,
Yeah,
Because
No,
the
there's a
Mandarin
lot
twist was-
wrong with that movie. My God.
it was at least funny.
Iron Man
I-
3 is amazing.
I wouldn't go as far as saying
okay,
amazing.
yeah, I saw that. I saw that right before you saw it. Like, whoa!
All right, no. Ooh.
Look,
What?
got
what just
Sabrina so
happened?
upset she cut off her camera.
Sabrina
Oh,
couldn't even handle
No,
that.
wait, Sabrina, are you recreating Requiem? Is that what you're doing? Oh, okay.
Oh, now we can see her
I thought you
now.
were-
It's AVP. Iron Man
I
3
thought it was
is
Requiem.
vastly superior to the Predator. Yes, it is.
Oh God, no. If you're telling me that the Predator is not good, Iron Man 3 sits right next
What's
to it.
not good about Iron Man 3? At least
Blake,
it isn't.
it is not a true Iron Man movie
At
at
least it's
all.
not ableist. Doesn't make fun of anyone with disabilities.
That's fair. That is fair.
I might-
That is fair.
The worst sin Iron
If
Man
you're
3
telling me- if
committed
you're
was
telling me
ruining the
that's the
Mandarin.
grade. No, it also ruined Iron Man.
Vastly
No,
is
it's
a tough
not.
word to use. Vastly is a tough word to use in that sentence.
Yeah, vastly is just like okay.
What did it do to Iron Man other than be like, hey, here, I'm going to implement the armor in my body?
Well, that wasn't
Superior,
even
yes.
the proper way to do Superior Iron Man. That's A. B, you shit it all over AIM.
That was
Right?
Extremis. The Extremis armor did that before Superior Iron Man.
No. The way he did it was not the proper way you should have gone about doing that entire story, that story arc of utilizing that. You shit it on AIM, right? Right before we're going to get MODOK, you shit it on AIM. Now I don't even give a fuck about AIM anymore. Let AIM die, right?
No, AIM,
You shit it on Mandarin.
AIM was out.
You gave me Iron Patriot only to never use the fucking armor again. Sorry, I'm very passionate about my hate for
It
this.
came back in Endgame.
No, he's right. He's right.
For what, 3 seconds? You modified it tremendously. And it
Yeah, I didn't
wasn't
even
even
like
the
it.
same scheme of
In
Iron
the
Patriot.
trailer, it was War Machine. And then in the movie, it was Iron Patriot. That was the weirdest thing to me.
There were so many things.
Iron Man 3 is fine. It gets a pass. It's a fun movie. It's goofy.
No,
It's very obviously not Jon Favreau directing that movie.
it's a mess.
It's
It's
not a
okay.
mess.
Wait,
It's okay.
wait, Mike. Why would this anger me? I agree. Iron Man 3 should be. Oh my God, you have Iron Man 3 better than. Okay, let's.
What?
We're
Did he
talking
send you his
Predator.
MCU ranking?
We did. We're talking Predator. It's okay. You can continue. Let's continue Predator. What else did you have, Blake? 'Cause I'm in a rage.
Why are you gonna rage?
She actually
saw it,
left.
yes,
Oh my
I-
god.
I'm in a rage.
Like,
I'm in a super rage.
I'm
in
sure
a
her
super
phone
rage.
died. She'll be back.
I'm going to super rage.
Look, if MCU Norman wears Iron Patriot, I'll be a happy camper.
I'm sorry.
We can only
That's
pray.
pressing something really big. There we go.
We can only pray so that we can forget Iron Man 3 altogether.
Iron Man 3 is so fine. It's
It
No.
should be
It's
buried.
okay.
It should be
it's
buried.
not even bottom 10 MCU.
Not even bottom 10?
I'll have to
All
look
right,
at my
now you're lying.
rankings.
Me when I lie.
I don't know
Me
about
when I
that.
lie. Literally me when I lie.
Let me see.
Iron Man 3 is not only bottom 10, it's bottom 2.
No,
sitting
it's
right
not.
next to
No.
What's worse than
All
it?
right.
It's right next to
What's
Dark
the
No, I
other
can think
one?
of. Okay, listen.
Dark World
listen.
is worse.
I don't
but it's
like
right
that
next to
Okay,
movie,
Dark World is
but
worse.
I can think of
Yeah.
two off the top of my head that are bottom 2.
What?
I'm not
Dark
gonna
World
say
is
it, 'cause
definitely
I'm
the
gonna get
worst.
so attacked, so I'm not gonna say
Do it.
anything.
Let's see. Let's hear
No,
You will
no.
Do
not
it.
be more attacked than Mike telling me that Iron Man 3 is better than Guardians. That was that
Actually,
is
no, I can think of 3.
it. Guardians?
Both-
Mike,
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
a-
even
Both
defend
Ant-Man
that.
movies. I hate both Ant-Man movies. I don't like them. I don't care for them.
The first one's good. The second one,
It took me
I
like
don't really
5.
have an
It
argument
took
for
me
either.
5 years to watch it because I did not care, and it really was not worth it.
I don't have an argument for either because I believe in 15, 20 years where I go through and watch the entirety of the MCU, I will forget that those two movies existed. I think I might jump to the third one, forgetting that it had two
Guardians
I'm not gonna
that
say
Mike
the other
had
one. I'm
that
good.
just-
I'm good.
Right,
I'm
it was
good.
just the Guardians one
Okay.
that shocked me.
Iron Man 3 is in my bottom 7 if we're not counting shows.
Okay, I'm not gonna say the
So
rest.
Blake, what are we talking about?
Okay, maybe it's a little lower than I
So why
thought.
are you lying?
Like,
So why are you
what?
lying?
Maybe it's a
What?
little lower than I remember.
I'm like, because the way you said that is like, well, Marvel hasn't had many horrible movies.
I don't
Dark
think
World
they've
is
had a
actually-
horrible movie.
No.
Dark
No,
World's
no,
like
no.
honestly, most of the Dark World's very
No.
hard to get through.
No.
We're
No.
getting blasphemous
No.
here.
No. Nope. Nope.
Thor 4!
Nope.
Be nice to Love
Nope.
and Thunder.
Nope.
So Predator.
Nope.
Predator,
Eternals
right?
is... Boy,
Nope.
that's a bottom 3 for me. When it comes to movies. Juwaan's out.
Yeah, no, I'm gone.
I can't.
We have
Gone.
fun here.
I'm gone. This is not fun. This is why I will call my therapist after we hang up. This is
I'm gonna go cry to my
this is-
therapist
this is
after
raging
this.
me.
You can be like, they support Iron Man 3.
I don't support Iron Man
Talk
3.
Dark Prey.
I had to literally
Oh.
tell my brother. My brother loves that movie, and I had to literally tell him why it's like not a good movie.
Iron Man 3 is fine. It's
No.
not a bad movie in the
No, it's a
slightest.
dumpster fire.
It's okay.
That just it being bottom 7 just shows how few MCU movies I dislike.
I like how you faded in through that.
Iron Man 3 is so bad it made me forgive Favreau for Iron Man 2. But anyway, pray.
Iron Man 2
Oh.
isn't even bad. It's better than Iron Man 3.
Okay. So no, I understand things. So to bring this back full circle, you're okay with two people saying, "Give me your hand," and that's how you defeat a bad guy. You're also cool with tying a water cooler to a leg, and that's how you defeat a
My
bad
brother
guy.
just came in. My brother just came in and was like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. It's not that great. So there you go. My brother's a huge Iron Man fan. So there you go. There you go.
Also, let's not try to tie it in by going back to AVP slander. We're off AVP.
Yeah.
No, we're off AVP.
No, we
You
didn't leave
said our
AVP.
piece. Stop. You said your piece. All right. Don't
Right,
go back.
They tied a water tower
Stop,
to
stop
the
trying to
alien's
slander-
legs.
Stop trying to
And the
slander that
alien-
movie.
Wait, because I rewatched this the other day. The alien had it tied around its leg and went, oh, I'm dead. Like, it wasn't even
I'm
like,
dead.
let me spit acid at the thing
Guess
to get
I'm
it
gonna
off.
die
It was
now.
just like,
It happened so quickly. It was one of those. It was such a heat of the moment thing that it was just like shit.
Right,
I tried. I thought this was better.
right,
Let's leave
okay.
AVP where it was.
I
We're
get you.
moving forward.
I get you. I just want you to know that's how the Avengers beat Kang. Just so you know, and I want you to accept
We'll
it.
see about that.
Look,
That's how Kang dies.
if we have to start comparing Avengers to the first Alien versus Predator, we've already lost.
Yeah,
Like, we've been losing for years. If that's
we're
what
already in a world of hurt.
Like, I like
Oh
AVP,
my
but let's
God.
not.
Let's not get
pretend
brave.
they're-
Oh man.
That's where things are just hurting all around.
Yeah, no.
Oh man.
Let's not
This
get
is so
brave,
much
okay?
fun. Woo! This has
Let's not
been
get
one chaotic Predator stream. Yeah, man, this is chaos, and there's not even Trayvon anywhere near. I don't even understand how this is happening.
Trayvon would just be like, regardless, I hate Batman. So
Yeah, he would
come
sneak
on.
that in. Yeah, Trayvon
But-
would definitely find a way to sneak that. You know what? To be fair, he loves Agatha, and Mike did put the purple hue around this stream. So maybe that's the chaos is coming from Trayvon and Agatha. It's kind of
That's rough,
sneaking its
though.
way in here. Yeah,
You know
I
what?
agree.
He could bring Batman in because of the Predator versus Batman. So it's
That's
Well,
me.
unless he's
There we go.
telling us that he read one of the greatest comic books ever. I don't understand what else he'd be saying.
I think he would just use it just to bring it as a segue.
That would be. So okay, so we did the first Predator 2, Predators. Man, I need to see Jayla's reaction to this episode. I have no interest in hearing Jayla scream at me about any of the thoughts that were had on this episode. Actually,
No,
this
it just
might
had her
be
scream at me.
this might be one of my last times on here out of fear of Jayla just seeing me and then just remembering. I know what you said that last stream. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
terrified.
No, it's okay. We'll protect you because then you can come back. It's fine.
I'm terrified. I think
Iron Man 3
women-
could have been. Duh.
I
Like,
agree.
I
I'm
like the
I'm
movie.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Look,
sorry.
I like the movie, but I also read the comic that it's based on, which is one of my favorite Iron Man comics. I don't know if that's a hot take. I don't read a lot of Iron Man, but Extremis is good. I feel like that's a hot take because I don't think a lot
That's
of
a
people
huge
like
hot take.
Extremis, but
I did love that comic, Blake. I'm right with you. I did love that comic.
very
But
good.
this-
But also,
the
to be
best thing
fair,
this
a
could
lot
have
of
done
movies can
was-
be better.
1,000%.
There are seldom movies
Yeah.
I leave out and go,
Well,
this could be a little better.
Well, Didge, I think the height that maybe they were aiming for was that this could just not have been made at all, and
I
that
would've been
could
okay
have
with
made
that.
it better. Yeah, that could have made it a lot better.
Mhm.
We got Predator hot takes, MCU hot takes, name mispronunciations.
Only at GVN.
Yep. I am Juwaan, and I approve this message. All right, so I guess we're now on Prey, right? We've done Predators, we've done the
Yeah,
Predators,
since we've
we're on
talked
Prey.
to an extent about Prey, I was gonna ask where we would want to see the franchise go post Prey. Like, Naru's alive; she has that gun, which has to leave her possession at some point because it's in
Right.
Predator
Mhm.
2. Where would we like to see the Predators pop up next?
I want to see Arnold Schwarzenegger time travel.
I thought you were
Okay.
serious for a second, and I was like, you know what? Okay.
No, but seriously, like I said, I want to see an origin trilogy, right?
Yeah.
At the origin of the Predator, you could have some seeds in there of the war between the aliens, right? Where it's not a focus, but it's talked about enough
the
to where when you bring
xenomorphs
them,
and the Yautja.
right, enough to where when you bring them back to do Alien versus Predator again, the story is not like, well, wait a minute, how come you're just jumping back into it? It's like, well,
you
we
think
had
they do another one of
breadcrumbs.
those?
I think it's impossible not to. Like, I think if you were able to do another successful Freddy and Jason universe, there's no way you don't bring them back together again.
Yeah.
It's just the problem you haven't been able to consistently do one or the other, right?
Mhm.
I'd like
so it's
it.
like, so to me, I'm like, I would love a Predator origin that's a trilogy that shows you his greatest hunts that ends with him landing on Earth. And then you could say those were the seeds that led to the first Predator movie. Or you could say those are the seeds that leads to the new franchise of the Predator, right? It's on Earth now. You have this main character that would be the main character throughout the 3 movies, fighting different versions of the Predator or that one Predator, whatever the case may be. But I think it should be a more cohesive focus on keeping it connected rather than it kind of being like, well, here's this one and here's that one and there's that one. Connect it a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not
I
a
would
bad
love
idea.
I'd love to build up to something significant, and the obvious milestone would be another Alien versus Predator. But
I mean, really quickly, Blake, to like a comparison of like how cool the feeling would be. There was no better feeling than leaving King Kong Skull Island and seeing the end credit scene of Godzilla carved on the wall, and it's like, fuck yes, we're getting King Kong versus Godzilla, right? Like, but they earned it. Skull Island was such a good movie, and King Kong was, I mean, not King Kong, I'm sorry. Godzilla, the first one, it happened. Second one.
I really liked the first Godzilla. I really liked the first one.
I
mean, yes, the second one was way better for sure, but Godzilla was great.
It happened.
I think we can all agree Skull Island is the best of the bunch of this.
Of the three of them? Oh no!
I think I disagree.
Of the four of them, of Godzilla 2,
King of the Monsters,
Godzilla,
King of the Monsters might be the best one of all of them.
Skull Island was
King of the Monsters.
No.
Skull Island was great.
Skull Island.
King of the
Skull
Monsters.
Island,
Yes,
I'll
Skull
give second
Island is
best.
better than King of the Monsters.
Skull Island, I'll give you second best. But first, no, that goes to
Not King of the Monsters.
King of Monsters.
I think I would go King of the Monsters. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
100%. I mean, when you saw, was it starts with a G?
Thank you, Mike.
Ghidorah?
Yes, that was fucking beautiful. That was beautiful. I'm with
Look,
Blake.
This is how we can work it
You're
out.
both wrong.
Look, King of the Monsters and Skull Island both had amazing creatures in it. The monsters made it. That's what you go for.
Mm-hmm.
Skull Island had good protagonists. King of the Monsters did not.
Oh,
They had
wait,
Millie Bobby Brown doing
I'm
nothing.
sorry. I'm
No, it's
sorry.
true.
2 hours.
It's true.
I'm sorry,
Skull
Didge.
Island.
I forgot something.
I
know, it's true.
I don't care about
Tom
the people.
Hiddleston.
No.
I can
Samuel L.
understand.
Jackson.
No, time out. There's
He's
one
right.
moment. There's one moment, and I'm not. I do agree with Blake though. Having Samuel L. Jackson, having Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah,
But
there's no.
I will say the one moment of Skull Island that I would give the nod over King of Monsters, and I know this one moment is gonna sound stupid, but when Homeboy was like, "Yo, I'm gonna sacrifice myself,"
I
so
was
you
just gonna
guys
say,
can make
I
it
do
through.
love that moment.
That was one of the greatest moments in cinematic history.
When he pulls out the grenade and tells the guy, "Let's go," and he gets
And the
hit.
monster just sweeps him
love-
away.
I do love that moment.
That shit was golden. Yeah, that was golden. That was
Look,
golden.
to be
That was
fair,
golden.
it would be very boring if we agreed on everything.
Oh,
I'm
100%.
glad we don't agree on
Yeah.
everything.
I'm going to let you guys know a trade secret. There are a lot of times I agree with everything, but I will never let that be the case where we all agree. No, I'll find something to hate.
I will play devil's advocate on a podcast in a heartbeat, and then afterwards tell you guys, "Hey, you guys are right?" You know?
That's just evil.
Well, no, because it makes you have to. And I'm all certain stuff is like you can convince me otherwise. Let's see it.
Sure. I mean, Blake just convinced me. I now remember Skull Island a lot better than I did like 10 minutes ago. I do agree. I would put that. I would put it more so as 1A, and King of Monsters is 1B.
I'll settle with that.
Okay.
I'll
I don't
take
think
that.
one's drastically better than the other. I think
I don't think one's
great.
drastically
No,
better.
not at all.
Yeah, I think they're both equally great.
There's
having
one
Samuel
that's
L. Jackson in there, and I'm sorry, Didge. That one scene of Samuel L. Jackson standing in the fire while King Kong kind of just like arrives like in front of him. That shit goes hard, bro. Like
Skull Island
pretty
Skull
dope.
Island has some great scenes. You're not wrong. Like I said, I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
well.
I just
then
love Godzilla that much.
my question becomes: who did you root for in the fight
Godzilla.
of Godzilla versus Kong? Godzilla.
King
Godzilla,
Kong.
easy.
King
Godzilla.
King Kong.
Easy.
King
every day.
Kong. Well, I was Godzilla.
I will never side with a creature who has no hands
He
in
won.
a fight of
He
hands.
definitely won.
What does that say
That's
about
my
King Kong?
problem. That's my problem. Hey, first of all, we're going to recognize two things here. One, whoever wrote that movie was a Godzilla fan. That's one.
Well,
Two.
one, Godzilla would win.
Two, he would never win.
Yes, he
And
won.
two,
How it went down is how it would go. Godzilla
No,
was
Yeah.
beating
not at
the
all.
brakes
No,
off.
King
not at all.
Kong
Not at
beat
all.
Godzilla's ass, and then Godzilla's like, "Okay, let me try." Puts his foot on his chest,
No,
screams in his face, and says,
no.
"Stop!
No.
I could kill you if I
No
wanted
way is Reptar beating King Kong. Okay,
If
and that's what
Reptar
that
can
fight
shoot
was.
out, if Reptar can shoot out a nuclear blast, yes,
Yes,
he
but
will.
Didge, you're talking about shooting out a blast to where you have to get me down in order to fully utilize that blast. At
Not
no point
necessarily, 'cause
should
you
he
saw the
have
way it
gotten
was
King
happening.
Kong down. Yeah, it was complete bullshit. That's one. And two, King Kong was a baby. He is not fully grown yet, okay? We know what King Kong's full size is. And he has not grown to that full size.
What's his full size? He scaled a
No, his
building in
full
the first
size.
movie.
No, his full size is what you saw in that Peter Jackson movie. That was his full massive size. He has not aged yet to that.
God, I don't remember that.
You
Peter
wait.
I
Jackson
don't remember
movie.
that
wait.
one either.
Oh, hold on. You don't remember King Kong ripping a T-Rex's mouth apart?
Me? I remember that.
You guys don't remember? So if he could do that to a T-Rex, why couldn't he do that to
Godzilla's not a
Godzilla?
T-Rex.
Thank you.
It's a dinosaur, same shit.
Look,
No,
a T-Rex coming at King
family?
Kong, he'll be like, "Oh shit, I got knocked down." Godzilla will be like, "Here's fire in your fucking face," and I'll get back
King
up.
Kong. Nah. They disrespected King Kong, which is why in part 2, King Kong will have his day.
They
where
work
he
together
snapped
at the
his
end.
neck.
I don't even think they'd fight. Why would they fight in the
Yeah,
second
they might
Because
one?
if I'm King Kong, you whooped my ass twice. No way I let you just walk the streets like that. I'm taking my time.
Exactly,
You guys,
Godzilla would be
guys
like, "You just
remember-
have something to prove at this point."
Yes, but you guys remember that whole arc where Goku was
But-
recovering in that device? That's King Kong. He's getting ready. He's getting ready.
I don't know if
That's what I'm
Godzilla's. There's Godzilla might because
I
King
like-
Kong did nothing in the first place.
I like Mike's example. Kong beating Godzilla is like Batman beating Superman. He's fully capable, but when the other one tries their 100%, there's no contest.
I ain't never seen it. Sabrina, have you seen it? I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen Superman
Wait,
kill
see
Batman.
what? I'm sorry, see what?
I've never seen Superman
Batman
defeat
could
or
beat
kill Batman.
Superman's ass, and then Superman could just grab him, fly him up, and be like,
But he doesn't. But
No,
he
"But
doesn't.
he could."
But
That's
he
why
doesn't.
you.
But he
That's like what
doesn't.
Godzilla did.
But
He
he
tried
doesn't.
12% and still was like, "Stay down."
But to be fair, King Kong was dealing with stuff.
fine.
He had the little girl he was trying to protect. He was trying to protect her and the homie.
He had a lot on his
Godzilla.
mind at the time.
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, I really like this little girl."
Yeah, he was
Gets
having
me.
performance issues. He
Yeah,
tried to-
like, come on, man. Come on, man. That's
Godzilla
not
was
fair.
just walking in Black Air Force energy. King Kong
But-
did nothing in the
but-
first place, and
but
he
time
just said,
out.
"You are a monster."
But
You're
think
gonna
about
die.
this. But time out, Dish. Think about this. In this movie, Godzilla's only pursuit was just to destroy some shit so he could find Mecha Godzilla, right? That was his only purpose.
His
King
pursuit
Kong-
was he heard there were other monsters walking about. They have to die. That was
Right.
his pursuit.
So his pursuit was just purely, I am that MFer, right?
Yes.
King Kong was like, bruh, I was in my habitat chilling, right? So he's like, I didn't even know a fight was coming. I got this little girl I gotta
Yes,
protect.
And then
Like, he was
when
fighting
he
for
didn't know the
something.
fight was coming, he got his licks in, and then Godzilla, to what Blake said earlier, was like, "All right, you got some hits in. Let's do this for real."
Yeah.
Okay. Last thing I'm gonna say about this. You know that the writers were fans of Godzilla. You want to know why? They had King Kong play dead. I would have rather you kill him in that moment than having that poor beautiful creature play dead.
Because he knew
That is
if
low.
he knew if he tried,
No,
it was over.
they know
That
King
is
Kong
low.
is smart, and
Right.
they know
And I'm
he
sorry.
knew he would have died.
I'm sorry.
if he
I'm
didn't
raised
fight
in the
that.
jungle, and you're having me fight in the water. That's not fair.
That's
That's
not his
not
fault.
fair.
That wasn't his fault.
It
They-
was. I was
they
being
took-
transported, chained up. I was chained
If you're
up.
the clear winner, then you can win without the home field advantage.
They took,
Nah.
If
they
you're a
took it to
fish
the
out of water, so to
right.
speak.
They took it to
Nah.
the city, and still
Godzilla
saved-
can win on land and in water. So I guess what does that say to Godzilla?
So, okay, then in that case, then I want to see Superman fight Batman wearing a full-on kryptonite suit. That's what I want to see. I want to see that.
That's completely different.
That
No,
is
you gotta
completely different.
even the playing
Because
field.
in
You
that
gotta even
case,
it.
Superman's constantly being power dampened.
Right,
This
it
is
was
two of them
King
at their peak.
I'm sorry, King Kong's whole point is that I can jump from things.
He
Where
jumped
is he
from
jumping
building
in
to
the water?
building.
I
No,
mean,
no,
that's
when he
his
was in the
whole
water,
thing.
when
But
he
I
was in the water,
What
where
does
was he
that
jumping?
say about King Kong? That's
He
all
got-
he can do.
He got his leg back in the city,
Mhm.
and he was jumping from building to building, and then Godzilla said, "Well, you tried.
He ended
Let
up
me show you who I
losing
am."
in a city.
Nah. I don't like that, bro. I don't like you telling me, hey, this is a really big monkey fighting somebody with the power of a god. I don't like that. That's not fair. That's not fair. Godzilla should be able to like fly.
Even to that
point,
point, King Kong had a weapon. He had the axe.
He had a prison shank. He had a prison shank.
It was wasn't it one of like Godzilla's?
It was from one of Godzilla's fins.
Right.
Nah, y'all are
it was
not about
charged
to play
up too.
Y'all not about to. Y'all
Definitely
not about
was
to tell
charged
me.
up too.
Y'all not about to tell me Reptar deserved to win any of these rounds.
Reptar.
Not at all. That's fair. You know what? Let's see what Reptar does when I put Tommy right in the middle of them two. Let's see if he's able to fight fair then. Let's see. I bet you King Kong's girl could beat up Tommy. I guarantee you that. I bet you that. Y'all want to take that bet?
King Kong's
Y'all wanna
supporting
take that
characters can beat whoever they want to beat. At the end of the day, Godzilla's going to beat all of them.
Yeah. All right, you wait till she grows up and gets superpowers. She's going to beat the dog shit out of Godzilla. You just wait.
It would take Captain Marvel to fight Godzilla.
Then you know what? I'm a caller. Okay? I'm a caller.
Should be like, I got you, Kong.
Ridiculous. Kong fight this
Juwaan's
person
putting in overtime trying to help King Kong.
Because I'm like, bruh, that's not fair. See me with the hands. Why can't you just fight me like this, right?
Look,
no, you got to use your
the argument
breath.
was
No, he
done
used
when
his tail most
Juwaan's
of the
like,
time,
look,
to be
Kong's
honest.
got a lot on his mind. It's tax season.
He did.
King Kong's going. He didn't go to therapy that day. It was a
He
lot.
didn't go to therapy.
He didn't even have a chance to have coffee.
He didn't get his coffee.
And had to fight. Yeah.
He's been having problems with the missus.
All right, whatever. King Kong deserved better. I can't wait till I get to write that story. He deserved better. Oh, I'm gonna have him
tire that morning.
I'm gonna have King Kong put on actual Timbs and stomp the hell out of Godzilla and just stomp him.
I love it.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm gonna do.
It really is. This is you are definitely Stephen A-ish right now.
No, because you have not made the point of, well, he is clutch, and I went, so? You didn't make that point yet.
We did.
Make that point yet.
We saw Godzilla beat King Kong, and you said, well,
now,
he had a bad day.
Because a writer put that together. We need to see them actually fight. That's all I'm saying.
Fair.
That's all I'm saying.
Let's talk Prey. Great movie. Great movie.
Prey was fantastic.
We didn't go all the way. We didn't go all the way around. So I was saying I did want to see a world where you're building off of that movie rather than just one-offs. So that was where I went.
Yeah, I want more Predators. I want to see a group of them again. That's it. I just want more.
That's it. I just want more.
See them I want to see them in other time zones now. Like, let me see. Like we were talking before, Juwaan. Let me see them fighting a samurai. Let me see them fighting ninja, whoever. Like I
feel
want
like
to
that's
see
the obvious next step.
Yeah.
Or we could mix best of both worlds. We could have the Predator fighting Godzilla, right? That'd be even. That'd be fair.
Yeah.
That'd be fair as hell. I would like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be an actual fight.
Yeah. Let's see what you do then. Yeah. Let's see.
That'd be an actual fight.
I also want to see the direct sequel to this though. The like I was telling you the how they had the cave painting sort of at the end and it showed them looking up to seeing the other ships arrive.
Yeah.
I hope they really tell that story and it wasn't just something they did just for
I feel like that was their in place of an end credit scene. Like a sequel isn't confirmed based on how this does, but if it's confirmed, that's where we're going next.
I hope so.
I would like to see that because we've been saying this for years, so where it's like, bro, how is it that the Predators lose and their people just go, all right. Like there's not even like there's no anger, there's no let me go.
Right.
Like,
they just look at their people lose and go, man, crazy. All right.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go home, guys. It's like that's it. Yeah, that was it. We thought he was the best we could do. He lost. So
it's as we talked earlier to this point. I would love no humans in a Predator movie. That'd be the dream. But
that would be interesting.
I don't know how you'd be able to sell that.
Hollywood would be like, fuck no.
Right.
I mean, think about it. Transformers do talk, and they still refuse to give us a movie just on Cybertron.
Right.
So I'm like, if they won't even do that, there's no way.
It would have to be a series, I think. And I think it even couldn't be the entire series. It would only be able to be episodes.
You guys got to remember that the most important thing for a movie studio is how do I market it, right? And it's not how do I market it for us, because for us, it's like, I don't give a shit if the movie had no talking at all. right? It's just you get to see predators killing shit.
I would
But
read
for
all
the
the
average-
subtitles to the little
Right.
clicks.
But to
That'd be
the
the best
average
movie ever.
person,
Yeah, as I said, with the average fan watching
to the average fan that has no idea what an alien or predator is, they're like, oh, I need something that gets me in the seat. And that's where you bring in your Boyd Holbrooks or your Adrian Brody's
Your
or your
Michael
Arnold Schwarzeneggers.
Fassbenders.
Right. That's where you have to bring in
It's a
those
familiar
guys.
face that gets you to watch a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Also,
Busting seats.
very, very true to what Sif Morrison just said. Predator has to stop taking L's. You
Yes.
can't call yourself the greatest hunter
I talked
ever.
about that on the Prey review. I said before Prey, I was like, no Predator has won. I would love it if he wins this.
Yeah.
And then I started Prey, and Naru is just so likable. I'm like, never mind. I want her to win. So, yeah, a tribe of predators, they win. I want that movie.
You can't keep telling somebody that this is the greatest hunter ever if every time we see them,
They
lose.
get
lose.
bodied. They get bodied.
Wait,
Yeah.
you got a backdoor excuse. You could just keep going, hey, well, we've never given you our best predator. We've just given you a predator.
Well, then let's get a
18 never showed up. This is always
Yeah.
just a practice squad, but still,
Yeah.
Elder
just wait.
Predator prequel.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
these movies treat their predators like day-old McDonald's. Yeah, these are the things we were just gonna throw out. So, did you want to eat these? Like,
This is
you
always
have
Summer
these.
League. This is always
Yeah,
Summer
yeah.
League Predators.
That's what that is. Yeah, these aren't. We don't call these guys up. These are just they make us dinner every night. So we thought, hey, earn your stripes. Go kill a human. No? Oh, well, shit. We're gonna go. It's pretty crazy down there. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here.
Yeah,
Humanoid species, or instead of humanoids, just bring Boyd Holbrook and the Predator Killer versus the Predator. There
Or-
you go.
Or
Solved it.
we ignore the Predator. Pretend it never happened.
Nope.
It's
can't
just
do
a
that.
blank spot in
No.
the timeline of
Can't do that.
Predator.
Nope. Can't do that. Nope.
I agree with
Nope.
that.
Because
Nope.
I don't like super predators,
Yes,
except in
Jordan.
Predators.
You,
Those are
if you
weird
give us unlikable characters, nobody's gonna care. If
Very,
it-
very. True.
Well, they did that. It was Requiem. Those weren't great characters. They were all
Yeah, but
assholes.
it was too dark. You couldn't tell. You didn't know what was going on there.
That you
I
didn't
couldn't
know.
tell if I liked them or not.
I do agree, though. We need to see a female Yautja. That would
Yeah.
be really cool. It's
Would
like,
I be
why
able
not?
to tell the difference?
The body
so, from
structure,
the,
that's the only difference. Like, if you look at them in the comics, it's just, at this point, it's like, why not? Why have we not seen a female member of the species yet?
We need Gina Carano. There you go. Boom. Done.
Gina Carano, good
Casted.
lord.
Done. There you guys go.
Disney would be like, no.
Yeah, because Disney could be like, well, you don't know it's really her, right? You don't see her face. There you go. She's clicking noises. You don't know.
She's too busy with Ben Shapiro and his movies.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Oh, there we go. Put Gina Carano and Ben Shapiro in a Predator movie. So then when the Predator wins, who cares, right?
Yeah.
There you guys go. There
Oh,
you
the
go.
female-
Boom, I solved it.
The female Yautja are taller and stronger. I didn't know that. They
Taller?
could.
The stronger
taller.
part I could wrap my head around. Taller? They're tall as shit.
I didn't know
How
about
taller you want
stronger.
to get?
Taller
I'm gonna
sounds right.
hold up. I'm gonna send you guys a picture of Sister Midnight. That's the only one I could think of off the top of my head. That was a female female Yautja.
Yeah, Mike, don't bring up that comment. Mystery just said.
Wait, that was
Yeah,
a
wow.
female in
We can skip that.
The Predator? The
That I don't know.
the one that was killed by the super predator. Apparently, that was a female Yautja.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
What did G.I. Joe say? The more you know. And knowing is half the battle.
I don't know.
G.I. Joe. But no, I mean, I wouldn't mind. I
don't
wouldn't
think
mind,
it
but
is.
again,
It's,
I think that's why you have to fully expand the world of the Predators. Because then you could have the lead Predator for the next movie be a female Predator.
Yeah. I don't know. Prey changed up the game for Predators very appropriately. So, as long as the next one does, I'm ready for it.
Oh, wait. we have to dispel something, Blake, while we're all here.
Mm.
People for as long as I remember have always said, like, yo, it's super dope that they gave the Predators dreads. I want to go ahead and help you guys out. Those aren't dreads. I'm going to go ahead and help you guys there. Those aren't dreads. It's okay. There you go, guys. Now you know. And knowing is half the battle.
Knowing is indeed half the battle.
And half the fun.
All the fun.
That's Sister Midnight. So that's how, at least that specific Yautja looks. But
to me, I think you could differentiate them by the because I don't think you have to differentiate it by the frame. You could just differentiate it by the mask.
True.
You could have it be that the female wear a specific insignia or something for their mask, and because to me, I'm like, for an average viewer, they're looking at both these fucking predators going on, right? But for us, it's like you could separate it by the mask, and we go,
like,
okay,
oh, that's the
you,
symbol from the comic where the Yautja did the thing.
There you go. Right, exactly. So I'm like, yeah, I would love to see that. To me, expand upon it, but you know what? I'd like a whole lot more. Like a whole lot more with a all-female led movie, where the characters are all females taking down these predators. That's what I want.
If we thought people lost their shit with Prey.
Oh, and you know what would make it even more better, Blake? You know what would make it even more fun for all those losers that lost their minds about this movie? This is what I would love for the writer to do for the sequel for this, right? You have it that they come out and say in the first 5 minutes, I've never fought or picked up a weapon ever in my life, ever. And then have them kill the predator. Beautiful.
Easy.
I take that in a heartbeat.
Easy 10 out of 10 Best Picture.
Oscar nominee.
Prey 2.
Yep, Prey 2, Oscar nominee. But you got to start the movie like that. Like, you know how Star Wars does a scroll? You do the scroll for Predator, and you say, they have never fought or touched a weapon ever in their lives.
This is that story.
And then you do the wait, Blake, and then you do the Law and Order, dun dun, and then the movie starts. That's how you do the Prey sequel. I think we'd all be okay with that. The Descent styled Predator film. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. I think the Descent works more with Alien because you can kind of go with a little bit more.
That's kind of what Alien and Aliens were.
Right, right. Yeah, I think that works more there.
I would just be like caves, like watery caves. That's not the right term, but a lot of like.
No, I know what you mean.
Waterfall. I mean, the Descent pretty much.
Yeah. That's why I say it goes more with Alien.
That would be a terrifying Alien movie.
Mm-hmm.
It would be. That's what I'm saying. Because if you have these I don't know what you call them, but like they're going to all these old ancient tombs or whatever, right? And they're trying to break down who are the original whatever, and then it's a movie just about the aliens just ascending, right? They've been dormant for all these years, and they're just slowly taking out these people. I'm like, you could do something like that for sure, but Predator to me has always worked like Michael Myers. It's very much those, no, I'm here, right? Like I'm right here and I ripped your spine out. Like it's very much direct, right? But Alien to me, I think you could use a little bit more sleuth, right? To where it's like, you don't always have to see it coming. It could be from the shadows, it jumps out at you. But for me, Predator to me always works where the person sees it and it's just like, well, I'm gonna die today. I don't know what the fuck that is. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like seeing Michael Myers walk down the street. You're just like, well, I'm gonna die today, right? I like that feel of Predator. You know?
I wouldn't mind another Predator movie like how Predators were when they took them off planet and hunted a bunch. So that would be nice.
No, I would definitely want to see that.
Take the name from the video game, Predator Hunting Grounds.
Yeah.
Boom.
Because that's a great name. Too bad the video game
do want them to get. I do want them to get more
desperate
creative.
I might play that game. I don't know.
I do want them to get more creative because calling the movie Prey, I thought was such a great decision, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
think I said that to Blake. It was like I liked how unique it was. That it was like all of them was Predator, Predator 2, The Predator, Predators, and then this
what's funny is in the marketing they know there's Predator isn't in that title anywhere. Right. So whenever it's on TV, the Predator's first hunt, the first time the Predator was on Earth, like they always try to get it in there, and if that's not enough praise in the Predator font, but
I mean, it also just lived up to its name because by the end of that movie, the question was who was whom's prey, right? Yeah. Who was the actual Predator in this situation?
Yeah.
So to me, I love the serendipity kind of it all. So to me, I want them to get more cute with the titles, right?
That was the focal point of the movie. The snake killed that squirrel. The Predator killed that snake. The Predator killed the bear. Naru killed the Predator. Like that's just It's like, who is prey in the world? We'll show you who belongs to who.
Right. And when you have a human writing it, guess who wins?
And so far from what I've seen, human beat predator.
Right.
At least this
We're
one was the
winning,
most
guys.
believable of how the predator lost.
Easily.
No,
I
the
said
Arnold
that.
Schwarzenegger one I thought was
No,
very believable.
that one,
when
it
he's
still
slathering
felt-
himself up with mud, so he.
But it
couldn't
still
get
felt
heat
like
infection.
luck. Like it still felt like in the end it was still
Oh.
luck involved.
Oh,
Whereas
okay.
this one,
And yes,
it made it the most believable because the way that he lost was
He's a hunter.
essentially that, and it was just accumulation of hits. Like every fight, other than the one that we saw the Predator actually heal itself, it was fighting so much back to back that it never had a chance to really heal from that fight.
Right.
So it was just continuously getting tired, getting hit, and then by the end it was just like, well, you got to die at some point.
I do want to say one of the things I wish we could have saw is that Predator's tribe's reaction, right? Where it goes, you lost. How? Oh, yikes. We will not be telling the story of you at all.
Yeah.
Ever.
Watching from the clouds, looking down, like, I know he didn't just die that way.
I know somebody did not just take off your helmet. They took it off? Oh, hell no. Leave them. We're leaving.
After the first movie of the first one detonating the little bomb with his maniacal laughter, I see that tribe showing up like and just getting back in the ship.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, they were literally like, anytime like, you know, they would like try to suicide bomb like him and the other guy, and I was just like, oh my god. I was like, they're fucking cowards, man.
No, because you know what the Predators, you know what their tribe said. Yeah. You lose, can't come home.
Don't come back. Don't bother coming back.
Don't come back if you lose the fight.
Yeah, you die there. Like that's
Yeah,
where
they
you.
basically
That's where you
like
spend
I
the
could
rest of
like
eternity.
even like the first time they landed, because like the way that they showed the ship and like him like them dropping the predator off, I was they're probably like, yeah, that's right, fucking you kill human, then maybe you can come home.
Maybe
I mean,
you can
the
come
way
back.
they dropped off the Predator and Prey is the equivalent of like picture you're starting kindergarten for the first time, right? And you're so excited, your parents dropping you off. They kick you out of the passenger side and just keep driving. That's the equivalent of how they dropped off the Predator. They're just like, all right. Like, there wasn't even like,
if you're not
take
ready
care.
for first grade by the time we come pick you up, don't come home.
Yeah, don't come home.
Don't come home.
Don't come home. Like,
Don't come
not
home.
at all. Not at all. That's like quizzing your kid before they get in the car. What did you learn? What did you learn? It's like, I don't know. Well, you're staying. You're staying at school. This is where you live now. But yeah, to me, I don't even know.
Oh man,
that happened to me once.
Jeez.
Oh well, my mom left me at a Chuck E. Cheese, so things happen. But I don't even know how I would feel watching a.
Wait,
Predator
how long were
movie
you
for
left at the
Predator.
Chuck E. Cheese? I gotta know.
It wasn't long, just a day. No, I'm sure.
I was lost in
It was
Toys
like
R Us,
10
and
minutes.
I didn't even know it.
10 minutes. It was,
I definitely-
well, that would have been heaven. But can you picture being left in Chuck E. Cheese with no tokens? And you just gotta watch shit happen? At least Toys R Us, I can go pick stuff up. Like I
Oh
sit
my
on the
God,
ride that doesn't
Juwaan, I'm
move.
so sorry.
yeah, I've definitely been left at a store before.
I think every kid should. I think it should just happen. I think
You
it
got to
should
grow up, kid. Stay here for
Yeah.
a couple hours without
I
us.
think every kid should be home alone. I think that should happen to really toughen them up, right? To really toughen them up.
Mhm.
I
I got in trouble for being left. Like that's how that happened. I got left. I got picked up. And my mom's like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah, I mean, my mom definitely said that, and my response was definitely like, I didn't even know you left. Like,
Same.
it wasn't even like I didn't keep up with you. I had no idea our day was ending, right? So it's like, yeah.
Oh
That's
no, that's
definitely
so
what it-
sad.
Yeah, it was just more like, my mom hasn't come around in a while. Like,
It was like, oh yeah, you were gone.
yeah, it was just
I
like,
was what?
I was definitely looking around like, that's their parents.
It's
That's their
definitely needed, but as Juwaan said, it's got to be earned.
You got
Yeah,
gotta-
it just
you
needs to
gotta
be
build
earned.
up
Yeah,
to-
as we were saying earlier, it's definitely got to be earned.
Because if you fuck up another Alien movie or another Predator movie, and then try to rectify that by bringing them together,
What they should do is try it in the comics again first, because Alien is thriving. I dropped off on that comic series, but I heard it's amazing where it's at now.
I'll have to check
Predator
it out.
just started, and I heard the first issue was incredible. And
yeah, I don't know if it's needed, because I'm like, I think what Prey just showed is how successful they can live on their own and how they should have time to live on their own. To where you can really just soak in how great the singular property is. Yeah. And then once you've established at least 3 successful movies by each.
Exactly. I want 2 more good Predator movies, and there's a lot riding on this Alien series.
To me, the Alien series, I'm not putting much stock in because I don't know if it's successful. Will they ever take what they're doing with the TV show and blend it with what Predator's doing in the movies?
So
I kind of feel like Alien
come off
should
of Covenant then.
No. I think you should redo
That's
a movie.
That's a good point. I feel like if they did that,
universe.
it should be that one flashback in Alien versus Predator centuries ago.
Yeah,
Predators and aliens, or I mean, whenever the first xenomorph came about, I don't know.
That would make sense. But I was just asking because if Juwaan is saying that he doesn't think that the TV series is going to be the last thing that they would build off of, it would have to be Covenant. Because wasn't that the last movie that came out?
Well, no, I'm saying I think you should reboot it.
Oh, just reboot it entirely.
Yeah, reboot it for the movies. Let the show be its own thing, and then reboot it for the movies. Because here's my problem: we'll go through what we just went through with Prey. If this Alien series is great, I will forever hate it for it not being something I could watch on a massive movie theater screen. Right?
Yeah.
Like Prey not being able to be consumed that way is a massive disservice to it. Right?
Yeah, I was just telling my brother that like you can tell that they just didn't have faith in it, and it's 100%. So sad that they didn't after watching it.
But it's so weird. They still released it. That maybe should be a formula for other people.
Asked about if we'd seen the behind the scenes of Prey, and that was impressive. Seeing the Predator on set, just the environments. Like, if I was on set, I'd be like, this is going to be a fucking hit.
By the way, shout out to Disney for doing that for a lot of their projects. Obviously, mostly Marvel, but for a lot of their projects, because to me, I think every movie that comes out should have that, right? Because I think that's a way to get fans that could care less about the process of making movies more interested in the process of making movies, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, when you shine a light on how they're able to do the costume, you could have a future costume designer, from the kid that's watching it with their dad or their brother or their mom or whatever. So I'm like, you should highlight those things more, because it really does bring more eyes and more awareness to these people that spend hours putting these beautiful things together. So
yeah,
well, like, really with this one, what was also dope is you could tell he wanted to make the movie for itself, not to be a Predator movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that was the thing that I really loved about it, because I remember reading the article that originally when he wanted to do the marketing for it, his initial marketing plan was to not even reference it. Right. It was supposed to be a surprise that you go in like, oh shit, this is a Predator movie. And I wish I kind of wish it would have went to that. That would have been.
That's what I was saying. Prometheus did, and that's
there's
what I
so many
but Prometheus
movies
failed
that try that.
Yeah, tomato.
Like you heard, No Way Home tried to do that. They were gonna market it as a Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Civil War movie, and not tell you anything about the multiverse stuff. That would have been
what kind of fucked that up was the fact that before you even finished filming, we were all just like, oh, well, Toby and
Jamie Foxx is like on set with Andrew and Toby.
Yeah, we were just like, well, fuck that all up. We'll see you guys soon. And they were just like, oh, well, there goes the element of surprise. Superhero movies is very difficult to do that because a lot of your shit you film in the wide open.
Right.
So it's like somebody's going to see something.
And there's so many people working on those that everybody isn't going to shut up.
Right. Now, if there's a movie they could try to do it with, Blade would be the best movie to try to do it with, because if you're going back to the comic Blade, not what Wesley Snipes did, there's so many characters you could have on set, nobody would have any fucking idea who they are, right? I don't know who that is. So I'm like, Blade is a project I think you could utilize that with. Moon Knight would have been one of them also that people would have had like, no fucking idea. Arthur Harrow, what the fuck is that, right? Like, it's like, I don't know who that is. Yeah. So I'm like, there are a lot of
people shutting up who's working on the film, and I can't put too much against them, because if I was an extra in a Disney film, I might say something.
Oh, me and Sabrina said this a million times. If we were on set for the Batman, I would have leaked that whole plot.
Let me be on set. Our next podcast, guys. I was working on this one film.
Rob, he'd like hate me by now.
I would have live streamed filming. Like Matt would have came by like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just telling.
You would have pulled a
here.
Mark Ruffalo. Just
100%.
live stream the movie.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Everybody.
Like-
That scene at the end where Batman's carrying the person out, like as everybody's kind of like admiring Batman, you guys would have known that 3 months into filming. I would have had that already leaked. Like, I
No,
don't
me
know
too.
the context.
No, I'd be like, yeah, do that. And they'd be like, okay, we know.
I would have been there for this.
Me,
I do have to say.
They're like, I know, it's already in the script. No, I know. I'm just telling you, keep that.
Yeah, I do have to say, if there are 2 projects, I believe wholeheartedly me and Sabrina would have been arrested for. It would have been Obi-Wan and the Batman, for sure.
Obi-Wan. Oh, I would not have made it.
I'd like leak everything with Hayden like immediately. I'd be like,
Leaked?
yeah.
Leaked! I would have never left the man alone. I would have never left his side. Hey, I'm your stunt double. I don't think that's right. No, I'm your stunt double.
No.
I was just gonna say we managed to shoehorn Batman into this stream somehow.
Thank you.
Done,
Yeah.
Nope.
If
Nope,
it's not
always gotta
Batman,
bring in
it's
Batman.
Spider-Man somehow.
No, you're not a single soul. Me always mentioning Batman in our streams. I can't.
In our streams, it's just you every day.
I can't see like.
You're just
I
like,
think
Batman.
somebody tweeted at me once. They're like, they're like, could you like not talk about him for a day? If like someone paid you, I was like, no. I was like, no amount of money. I was like, I could not do it.
Well, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. What money are we talking?
No, I would do it, but I couldn't do it. Is what I'm saying.
What
like,
money
I'd click
are
off
we
within
talking
like 10 seconds. I'd be like, fuck.
Yeah,
Oh, my Twitter would be deactivated.
yeah. No, I could very.
No,
easily
but
do
even
it
if it's
the
on
money's
Twitter,
high
but
enough.
like I literally have fucking Batman all over my room, so I'd already be thinking about him like all the time.
That's fair.
Fair.
So
But
like,
if you put
it
$2
would've
million
worked.
in front of me, I'd rip all that.
You'd have
down.
to put me in like
That shit'll
solitary
be in a
confinement
box.
and not talk about it. No, literally, I'd have to be put in like solitary confinement to not be able to talk about him.
That would be
Like-
in a box ASAP. You $2 million up to see me boxing everything.
Yeah, because like
Million.
I can't look at him because then I would think about him and I'd be like, oh, Batman, and like yeah.
Nah, I don't think I love anything that much. $2 million? Yeah, it's gone. What? Juwaan, you can't use your name for 3 years. Okay, gone.
All right.
Oh, I'd have
What
a whole
else?
new name. Call me Dave, everyone. Hi.
What else? Call me No Name. All right.
Just say AU
What?
to me every time. Just AU. I know you talking
Come
to
on.
me.
Yeah, come on.
It depends, honestly. I don't know.
No,
It depends
not
what it is. Maybe. I don't know.
for me.
Probably
No,
not.
for me.
Probably not
$2
though.
million? No, not for me. 150,000 might change.
You out again.
All
Gonna go watch the Batman.
Right.
right. I think was there anything else we had, Blake, for Predator?
I think we covered everything Predator plus more.
I think we've covered everything in the geek room.
Yes.
No,
We'll hit
there's always
Star
more to
Wars
talk
and Lord
about.
of the Rings next week.
No. Well, I mean, we technically talked about Kenobi, so we're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we squeezed that in. Made sure we managed to get that in there. No, I had a blast doing this
Yes,
podcast. with
it
you
was a
guys.
lot of fun. I didn't want to skip this this episode because I wanted to talk about the entire Predator franchise because I mean we marathon. Oh, Trayvon's here. We marathon the
Where?
in the chat.
Oh my lord! Good. Okay, we're ending. We're getting out of here. No, all right. You guys have a lovely night.
Hey, don't be mean.
No.
No, it was fun. We marathoned all the Predator movies, and I didn't want
Where
to.
does Sabrina keep going?
I don't know what she's doing.
She keeps
But-
blipping herself. Like, well, just stay. Like, there was no snap.
I just
No.
want to end it with making sure everyone knows that Prey was the best Predator film. Solo, because AVP is going to
Easy.
be outside of that.
I think
AVP is
it's
my
the best-
favorite.
I think it's the best movie that has a predator in it.
AVP just because it has Predator and Alien, but yeah, if it's just Predator, it's Prey.
Okay, there we go.
Right,
If
easily.
she's back to stay now.
Sorry. No, I'm sorry. I keep hitting the done button on the link, and it keeps I'm sorry.
I want to thank Sabrina for joining as usual. It wouldn't be Last Scare without her. I want to
No.
thank our guests Juwaan and Didge for
Thanks for
helping
coming.
Thanks for
Yes.
having me.
Yes.
keep the conversation moving.
Juwaan, I'll make sure Jayla does not yell at you when you come back, so you can come on for future episodes.
I could feel Jayla feeling the presence of me here and going, yeah,
She's
never
she's gonna watch this episode tonight and be like, "What did he say?"
again. You're gonna go, how many times did they talk about things not Predator? Never again. I get it. I understand.
No.
That's why I made the most of it.
No,
Right?
no, don't do that. Don't
Yeah,
no.
I
no,
know
don't write it
know
down.
Mike
Come
too.
on.
I know Mike is going. Jayla, Juwaan has.
Mike, come on, don't write us out.
Really lost it.
No, but I'm glad I was able to do this with you guys. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad this is how I ended my Sunday night.
It was.
This is a great way to end this.
It was a great Godzilla versus Kong talk. It was a great Predator talk. I had a lot of fun tonight.
Yep.
Right, great nerd talk always.
Great nerd talk, and thank you for everybody that liked and watched and commented.
Did have a plug before we sign off. Make sure you guys tune in live tomorrow night for Much Ado About Nothing. Me, Joel, and Trayvon. Make sure you guys stay tuned Tuesday, GVN Sports. Me, Joel, Didge. This Wednesday, we will probably be doing a Sandman podcast to break down Sandman because it's been too long. It's time.
What time?
We usually do 8:30 or 9. It's nothing super early.
I'm gonna try to be there because I've been like obsessed with the Sandman. So
I've been obsessed with Boyd Holbrook. I didn't really know Sandman was in that show. Rata Alana.
Not him too. Rata Alana.
You don't belong in the waking world. Turns out to fit right in.
And of course, guys, make sure next Thursday we're gonna figure out a way to do it.
Rata Alana. It's a rat. It's a rat. We got a rat among us.
We're gonna figure out a way to do it to where it works for both.
I ain't no rat.
But next Thursday we will be bringing back Marvel Cinematic Review for She-Hulk.
That's right.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Wait, She-Hulk starts next week?
Starts Thursday.
This week.
This week.
Oh my god, really?
This week.
Oop, I forgot. Sorry.
This Thursday.
Yes, it does.
Oh,
so
I'm
make sure you
excited.
guys stay tuned for that. But
I too
that's
love
all
the
I got.
Corinthian.
We know why
Hey,
you love the Corinthian.
I love the
Trayvon.
Corinthian. No, wait, can I just say one thing? I love the Corinthian, but like, hear me out, Morpheus. Just
Boyd
him.
Holbrook, no.
Him. I just love him. I love him.
Boyd Holbrook is really right at the beginning.
But Morpheus, I don't know.
We gotta go.
I don't know,
We
I'm
gotta
just
end the
saying.
stream. She's gonna be going on about the same.
Nobody does. Yeah, nobody does emo boys like DC does. They've been kidding me this year. Between Bruce and
Did you say Morbius?
no, I said Morpheus.
I totally missed that if you said Morbius.
No, I said Morpheus. Are you kidding
Is
me?
it morphin time?
All right, I'll leave.
Yeah, we
it.
got to end the stream. That didn't get a single laugh.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, get out of there, Blake. Get out of there, Blake.
I will never. I'm just gonna say this right now. I will never laugh at a Morbin time joke. I'd rather
already
jump
have.
off a bridge.
Thank you, everybody. Mike, you are clear to end us out. Thank you.